Oh, I said a weekly affirmations, a positive feel-good show. The most positive thing on this channel called Hyper Rabbit Power Go. It's pretty decent.
Aww. Welcome everybody to Weekly Affirmations. Happy Friday, and we are going to get this weekend started with a positive note. I am your host, Strix, and we have with us today a few guests that are going to introduce themselves. Today we are playing Fall of Magic, and we are finishing up our mini campaign. We have the designer of Fall of Magic, who is...
Ross Cowman.
And Ross Cowman, are you local?
Actually, I'm not.
Where are you
from Olympia, Washington, capital of the state of Washington.
Oh, fancy.
And I'm Pat. I am local to Seattle.
I love the hat, Pat.
Thank you.
The yellow hat, Pat. We can get the rhyme scheme going here. And then finally we have...
Hi, I'm Feiya, and I also live in Seattle, Capitol Hill specifically.
Awesome. And Feiya, what do you do for a day job?
I actually have a pretty boring day job. I work downtown Seattle at this company called Expeditors, and I write their help documentation, like a check writer. Been
So you
there
help people.
a long time.
That sounds really positive
Yeah.
and affirmative. Great. Well, that's so exciting. So, guys, ready to kick off our second show of Weekly Affirmation? In case you're wondering what this show is, because it sounds really weird, well, that's true. We explore the world of indie and freeform RPGs. And those RPGs exist on a spectrum of movement and embodiment. So what that means is, it's any game from sitting down to walking around and pretending you're being people. Kind of like LARPing. Actually, that's LARPing. So a freeform game is any game that falls within that spectrum of LARP and tabletop. So today we are going to be finishing our campaign of the Fall of Magic. This is a wonderful game. I don't know if you can zoom in here on this map. It is a side-scrolly, literally, game in the 2D space. And Ross, can you tell us a little bit about Fall of Magic?
Sure. Fall of Magic is a fantasy role-playing game, kind of in the spirit of Ursula K. Le Guin's, The Hobbit. And in this game, we play a group of travelers that are on a journey together through a fantasy world that we make up as we go along. One thing that I think sets this game apart from other fantasy role-playing games you may have played is that in this game, we're really going to focus a lot on the relationships of our characters and who they are and how this journey changes us. This game is very much about those, this is a game for people that are really excited about talking about fantasy landscapes and talking about cultures and travel. And it's also, so that's one thing. And the other thing is it comes on a big 5-foot-long canvas scroll.
Which is beautiful.
So that's pretty.
So how... Oh! Hyper Rabbit Power Go! What are we celebrating? Oh, I need the dice. I need the dice!
We're all about positive stuff. #RenRaku.
Oh.
Also, while we're
Red
waiting
Raku.
for the dice, I saw that Orion's on. Hi, Orion!
Hey, Orion. Orion was on the development team for Fall of Magic.
He's on the development team for Fall of Magic.
Yeah.
And he also lives in Olympia.
We need 3 12-sided die.
12-sided die.
So why are we getting dice out if we're not even playing yet? Well, part of our show on Weekly Affirmations is that we affirm you. Anytime that you subscribe or donate, you get your own custom affirmation straight from me, the Strix, right to your heart. It is coming from our weekly affirmation matrix, which is a secret until we say it out loud. It changes every week, and
Can you
I am
add?
super excited.
She's doing it, so...
Those aren't D12s. What is
I don't know.
He doesn't know what they look like.
Where's Anna?
There you go. 2 blue, 2 greens. You can do You can do addition. You're good.
You can't
Okay.
roll, you can't roll one.
Strix.
What?
How about just roll the dice?
Yeah.
Don't look at them. And then read them their affirmation.
I want to really use the affirmation matrix for what it was intended for.
Great.
This is a lot of work. Just saying. All right. Anna, can I get real dice? I'm doing it. God damn, Zach. Okay. All right, I got this one. So, our first affirmation to kick off today. Looking at you. You are mysterious, cackling griffin. That's a good one. Mysterious and cackling and a griffin. So I hope you feel positively affirmed. Thank you so much for your participation. And again, if you would like your own weekly affirmation, all you have to do is donate or subscribe, and Anna's the best.
No, if I was the best, I would have had those already.
Zach's so mean. Alright, so that was our first affirmation of the day.
2d6s is not technically.
Yeah, there's a
it's
little bit.
1d6.
Yeah, the math doesn't work
There's a little
out
bit of
quite
a curve
right.
there.
Setting.
You can't
Setting.
roll a 1.
Yeah.
Okay, so anytime you want an affirmation, feel free. The other thing is you can participate directly by tweeting us with the hashtag GameFeels. That's GameFeelz. Now, you guys, last time it was a bit of a rough patch. I asked you to tweet for me. Nothing happened. Zach yelled at everyone. I would really like to not be yelled at. I'm sure you'd appreciate that too. So, affirm yourselves, each other, or the hosts, or HyperRPG with the hashtag GameFeels. In case you're wondering what one of these things look like, the way that we do it is adjective, cute animal. But you can affirm anyone in any way that you like. It's, shall we say, freeform?
Whoa.
Whoa.
See what you did?
I did, yeah.
Oh, right.
Hyper Rapid Power, go! What we got, Joe?
Going to write this on a post-it, less than 3.
Oh, I got a heart. Okay, so this is for the post-its. Okay. Ooh, okay. Yeah. Ooh, okay. You are an exuberant, trusting marmot. That's right, an exuberant and trusting marmot. Probably the cutest creature on earth. That is your weekly affirmation. You write it on that postcard and you put it up in your cubicle or maybe on your fridge and you look at that every day. Because we're positive here on Weekly Affirmations. We are affirming you. All right, moving on. Was that a little too much?
No,
Was
that
that
was
just
good.
right?
That's great.
Okay. I was
Yeah.
feeling a little chortling there.
I was just picturing the marmot.
Yeah, I was like this.
Marmots are cute.
I was like, why is this marmot so trusting?
That is an interesting quality.
Now, is it the marmots that are the same ones that do the weird floppy thing to trick bunnies into being weirded out and then eat them?
Oh,
Really?
Yeah, no, it's either like a stoat or a weasel or a marmot. It's some sort of that kind of creature where they kind of just flap around and flip out and the rabbits are like, what is going on?
Internet, look this up for us.
And then they eat the rabbits.
Yeah, do
it's
marmots-
totally like a predatory strategy.
Wow.
Oh.
So,
So why would they be trusting? I guess they know what it's like to lie.
marmot. M-A-R-M-O-T.
Right.
Not marmite.
No, not
Marmite.
Marmite.
Australia Vegemite. Marmite
Never
sauce.
trust Marmite.
Uh-oh, we got another one already? Hyper Rapid Power, go! Oh, I'm so excited. These are fun.
Support for weekly affirmations. Thank you for inclusive, thoughtful, awesome content. Hashtag less than 3, hashtag geek salute.
Oh, geek salute! Yes, that was like the best thing ever. Thank you guys.
And thanks
All
for
right.
the dice tip, Mr. Washington Toad.
Okay, good. 5, 3. All right, I got this. Oh, it's my favorite word.
You're so cute.
You are a moist, smiling sphinx. That's right, I said it. We kept moist. Moist, smiling sphinx. I think that's actually a pretty good one.
That is a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Especially
I
in
hope
the
that is
desert.
empowering. Yeah. In the desert, you need
Yeah.
the moisture. It's like
Yeah.
it's like life. You are the life. Okay. So, what were we doing last week?
You know, it doesn't even matter.
Well, I actually remember.
We were becoming besties.
Yes.
It's just-
Actually, I
someone should
have
just-
something to show you.
Someone should just take their turn.
Well, so my character Fawn was busy
Yeah.
after not accidentally poisoning the fox with LSD
Yeah.
and deciding to become her friend. Now Fawn and Justice are BFFs.
Yay.
Forever in parentheses, because that's not creepy.
Till
And
death
and Fawn
they
even drew a
part.
fox.
Oh.
And she drew herself up here, not as well. Really close up on that.
Like,
Fawn and Justice forever.
Talk about an affirmation.
I feel that's really affirming, even with the poisoning. So, just to catch you up on the plot of last week, in case you weren't able to view it, there is a magus, and he's important. Oh no, they are important, because they're using gender-neutral pronouns. And they are currently somewhere in the Open Hills, and we're gonna say, Hyper Rapid Power, go! Yes! So great. What are we affirming?
This show is awesome. Thank you for all the fun and positivity. We all need that sometimes. Less than 3.
Oh, this
Less
is so
than
great.
3.
This is the best show ever.
Less than 3 to
Less than
you
3
too.
you also.
All right. So let's see what your affirmation is today. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay, we haven't done that one yet. Ooh, ooh.
It's for Jimmy's,
Yeah. Okay, I've got this. So you are a confident, wandering Yeti. A confident, wandering Yeti. And I think that actually makes sense because, Yetis are sort of solitary creatures. But they're confident in that they can be alone. They don't have to be in a relationship all the time. They can find themselves, be their own person. So yeah,
Nice.
Yeti. I like it.
Yeah, that's nice. It's quite nice.
We're getting some marmot facts in the chat.
Oh.
That's great.
They're lazy rodents living in the Alps.
That sounds more like a marmot judgment.
Oh, are we being
That's
judgmental
true.
of marmots? I mean, have you ever
Lazy.
actually met a marmot? Are you friends with
lackadaisical
marmots?
rodent. How
I
about
want to
that?
say that the Pacific Northwest has a bunch of marmots, and I've seen some on a hike before.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they look kind of like otters, but on land.
Huh. So they're kind of like polecats.
I don't know what a polecat
I
is.
actually don't know what a polecat either is, but I used to live in the
More research
Midwest,
is
and
needed.
people would kind of say polecat, and I think they either meant like raccoon or weasel, or maybe it was the same thing, or raccoon weasel.
Or maybe it's like a
weasel.
jackrabbit, and it's not real.
Oh, like the jackalope.
Yes, that one.
Well, the jackalope is totally real. I saw it on TV.
Yeah. I've seen them mounted at truck stops.
Totally true.
Well, I know that they're not real because I'm from Wyoming, and that's where they're from.
Oh, okay, I got it.
Oh, if
got it.
Frethiel
The expert.
wants a character description again. I have a suggestion though.
Yeah.
Let's just make sure, and this is always a good thing to do in any game, but let's just make sure during each of our turns to really just describe ourselves a little
Yeah,
bit
we can do that again.
when you
Thanks,
first
Ross.
appear in a scene.
Cool.
Oh, I was in the middle of catching us up. That's right. So I poisoned her. We became friends. They worked together. He's a crab tosser?
Crab singer.
Crab singer. We found out what that was. He may need to explain it again. And you are an adorable yet drunken
I'm a merchant from Astalia.
Yeah. And what's your character's name?
My character's name is Piccolo.
He's Piccolo. You're...
Harp.
I'm Fawn.
And I am Justice, the fox.
Justice the fox. She's actually a fox. We're kind of human-esque.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a fox that stands up and has a sweet satchel with like a little bag full of herbs.
That's right. You have the cool bag, and I have the weird bag with poisons.
So the general idea is that magic is dying and the Magus is dying with it, and we're traveling together to the realm of Umbra where magic was born. And we have now recently arrived in the Oak Hills.
And we are at the area called Making Camp.
Oh yeah, you're about to take your turn.
So I was about to take my turn with
Go for
Making
it.
Camp. Now, Ross, there's some things under Making Camp
Yes.
that have pluses. What are those?
So that is just I'll going over the rules really briefly. So we take turns, and then on your turn, you are going to select one of the scenes that's at our current location. So we're at the Oak Hills.
Yeah.
Right now, Strix's options are Harper's Road, Making Camp, By Firelight, and At Dawn. And she has chosen Making Camp. You're this one, right?
Yes.
So she's placed her token there, and now it's her job to describe Making Camp from the perspective of her character.
Right.
And as she does that, she can tell us what she's thinking, kind of what's going on right now.
And I think the premise was that everyone was at camp.
If you like.
Everyone's at camp. It's a party.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
And since it's Strix's turn, she's the one that gets to decide what's true and what's going on right now.
So what's going on with these tokens?
Each of these tokens represents one of the characters. So this is Fawn's token right here, and then we each, let's see, that's me. I'm the bird,
I'm the tree.
and Harp is the tree,
And I am the candle.
and the fox is the candle. So then we go on, kind of you create your scene, and then at some point before the end of your turn, you're going to choose one of these three traits here. We have wealthy and cunning and kind. You're going to choose that trait, and you're going to write it down on one of the other character cards, and then describe why Fawn thinks that's true about that character.
All right, that sounds like fun. So I'm going to have everyone in this scene, and the way that this gets set up is that after we became best friends, she kind of had to take it easy because she'd been poisoned, unfortunately, in a tragic and accident. And so we were just kind of hanging around the wood. You folks had camped together the night before, and you rolled up on us with your wagon. And since we both work for the Magus, but I won't tell you what it is I actually do for the Magus, we were like, hey, we should all hang out together, right? But it was awkward, kind of.
A little awkward, yeah.
A little awkward. So that's
how we all got to be here.
That's how we are here. And so now there is, the wagon's been circled, the campfire is lit, someone is roasting some marmot that they caught, probably the fox. You're a good hunter, right?
It was a trusting marmot.
I missed getting that quail this morning, so.
Oh, that's right. You did mess up on the quail. It's okay. We're friends now.
And what are you doing right now, Fawn?
What is Fawn doing right now? Fawn is not sharpening her weapons or coating them with poison, because that would be inappropriate. Fawn is actually trying to have an intent conversation with Harp about the Magus.
Okay, cool.
All right. Sound good? Okay.
Where are the two of you right now?
Where are the two of us?
I'm sitting around the campfire, and maybe I've got my the pies we were making the night before. We're handing those out to people, and then we're all eating whatever meal this would be.
Crab pies?
Crab pies.
All right.
So yeah, just hanging out at the campfire, I guess.
Cool. So let's just enter at the middle of the conversation then, yeah?
Cool.
So I am looking to know more about the Magus from you. Even though I work for him, the nature of my relationship with him has not been disclosed to anyone yet.
Right.
So let's start with, when was the last time that you saw them?
The Magus. About a few days ago, at a distance.
At a distance?
Yeah, I haven't really spoken.
When was the last time you saw them up close?
It really depends how close you mean. Got pretty close a couple weeks ago, but they were sort of walking the other way, so then it sort of got farther.
When was the last time you actually talked to the Magus face to face?
So I don't really talk to the Magus so much as communicate through Piccolo. Piccolo kind of talks to the Magus, and I sort of, I don't know.
I'm very confused. Are you not an acolyte?
I mean, I am.
And the acolytes train directly under the Magus.
Maybe more like a in-training acolyte, like a pre-acolyte, if that makes sense.
Can I ask you a little question about Harp?
Yeah.
So, are you like wearing kind of like the acolyte robes of the Magus?
Handmade, maybe?
I think I am.
So you're kind of like a
mentioned,
you're kind of like a poser. It's not like just some weird coinky dink that Fauna's mistaking you. This is like you're trying to look like.
These are they're real acolyte robes though. They're just like used. They're like hand-me-downs.
Oh, cool.
So I didn't make them. I just
Yeah. You're like one of those kids that inherited your brother's Black Flag shirt.
Yeah.
And you're wearing it around all the time, even though you don't even know who the band is.
Right.
Okay. I get it.
So you're with the band, but you're not really with the band.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm still traveling around, with the group and with the matches.
Thank you for that clarification.
Okay. So let me get this straight, Harp. What is it exactly that the Magus is training you in right now?
Well, I mean, I feel like I'm learning a lot. I haven't really left my hometown before in Estonia.
Are you working on runes? Are you working on geomancy? Are you working
I'm learning to cook with the ingredients in this area, and so that's kind of like alchemy, but it's really just normal cooking. Not a lot of those other things you were talking about. Maybe I could find someone who would know about that stuff for you. I don't know. I'm sorry.
So you don't actually work with the Magus.
I guess if you put it that way, it's hard to say yes in any way. So I'm gonna say no. But I'm a traveler like everyone else, I don't have to.
I feel so deceived.
Well, I mean, and I'm contributing, and I'm handing another crab pie. I'm trying to, help the group and everything.
And what are you, a goat?
And I think Piccolo's just been kind of like Piccolo's been smoking his pipe.
You're gonna tell me you're a bird or something. It's all lies.
It's like watching Harp and get deeper in and deeper in with Fawn, and just like enjoying himself. And he says there must be some and so we see Piccolo, very obviously not a goat. Maybe he's wearing kind of like a white goat fur cloak, and he says, "No, that's just my cloak." And he's like this skinny dude. He's from Astalia. He has very, very dark skin, and in the firelight, his eyes just really kind of like stick out. Because his skin is so dark, and he's kind of in the shadows a little bit. So right now, you just can really see these like kind of intense eyes. That
Do
kind
they
of
have
like
a little bit of a reflective tint in them?
Yes,
Oh.
a reflective tint.
That's creepy.
Like not like raccoon eyes or
No,
anything.
okay.
Yeah. He's wearing this white brimmed hat, and he's smoking his pipe, and he smiles, and his teeth also look very white, kind of in the darkness. And he says, "No, I'm not a goat. It must be strange goats where you come from there. Storm Guardian."
Yeah. Yeah.
So that definitely like pokes a button, right? Because Fawn is from the same place as these guys, which is called
Oh, you're from Astalia?
Astalia.
Oh.
So we're all Astalians except for the fox.
Oh.
Except for I am a fugitive of Astalia.
Oh no, you're a fugitive of Stormguard, right?
I'm a Stallion. I'm a fugitive of Stormguard.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
So I can be a fugitive Stormguardian too.
No.
We don't have to worry
That's fine. I was confused because you're fond of Astalia, but you're a fugitive of Stormguard.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
It's all coming together.
So let's just go with that then.
Oh yeah, sure. I was digging at you.
Yeah. So he takes a gig, and you're accusing me of being a Stormguard.
Yeah, I don't know why would I think that you're from Stormguard?
It's the cape.
The cape. You're wearing a Stormguard cape.
I'm wearing a Stormguard cape.
Yeah,
It's
it's
old.
it's stormy. It's kind of like it's designed to shed water.
Yeah.
It's really clear, where you're from.
But it's not looking like it's been upkept really well lately. It's not like it's a fresh Stormguard.
And it's kind of interesting that Fawn is so concerned about me taking this dig when you just called me a goat.
Well, I feel like these are on different parlances here. Like no one screws with the Stormguards. First of all.
That's true.
And second of all, I really don't want to be associated with them right now. So.
Okay. Well, what am I doing here? Commerce, traveling with the Magus. We've got a deal going on. I'm going to be peddling some of these wares once we get back to Astalia. I'm really good with logistics. A quartermaster, if you will. We've got a long journey to make.
Master of the Stormguard?
No. Of this caravan. The Magus has retained me to make sure that the retinue is well fed and has good lodging in places that we go.
That was a much better answer. So the Magus has retained him, and he's retained me. So that's why I'm here.
So you
You
work for Piccolo. You could have just told me that.
Well, I know we're friends, but like,
Oh.
And you're in cahoots.
Don't
And
underestimate
there's-
young Harp.
I've never liked any of this, especially that one.
So wait. Then you, Piccolo, you've had direct dealings with Magus recently.
Oh, yes, indeed. I reckon they're around here in these hills somewhere right now, watching us.
No, they only go out into the hills in the morning. Everyone knows that.
How does everyone know more about the Magus than I do?
Aren't you new here?
Technically.
I don't know anything.
I hear the Magus turns into a crow at night and watches from the trees.
There's no way they can do that. Turning into a crow takes lots of magic.
Lots and lots of magic.
Yeah, and they're like a tier 2 magician at most.
Oh, I don't know about that. But it does require a cost, and I've noticed that the forest around here is looking a little,
A little drained.
a little bit. I
That's
didn't say
true.
that out loud, but you did.
I hear that the Magus draws their magic from living things.
Well, that's true.
What about people?
Oh, yes.
Well, are you a living thing?
Especially young boys from Astalia.
Cut it out.
Ew. That's not nice, Piccolo. And that's coming from me.
I was just, Harp knows I'm just joking.
Yeah.
It's gonna
We
scare,
joke like this all the time.
scare the poor boy.
Well, the poor boy should be scared.
Yeah,
You should
he's
stay
just-
away from the maggots if you aren't actually serving him right now. Or them. Man, he's gonna strike me. I can't get it right. They're gonna strike me down with lightning.
I think I've had enough crab cakes for one evening. I'm going to head
Whoa,
off to my
what?
tent.
What about the marmot that I've been cooking this whole time? It's almost done.
No, please, I couldn't.
Yeah, no, that's totally.
Very generous of you, Justice, but
I'm
I'll be
insulted.
going. And Piccolo kind of rolls off the side of his wagon and heads off to his tent.
He knows something.
To my perspective, he doesn't know anything.
Well, I know that you're the fox, but I think he might be a weasel.
Well, he called me a raccoon the other day.
Girl.
Oh my god. I mean, look at this fur. I have silver fur with red-tipped ears, and really, people shouldn't be petting me. That's not a thing. I mean, even though we're besties, you can't pet me. There was this horrible soldier person in the rose garden the other day who pet me too, and I'm going to have to go and like roll around in some pine needles.
Sorry.
now.
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
No more-
We're
no-
friends,
no,
so I'll
no.
forgive you.
Hugs are optional. Hugs are not mandatory.
We can do paw high fives. Awkward.
So, Fawn, what's your camping situation like?
So really compact, kind of like how a soldier would camp. There's like a bedroll and a backpack, and that's pretty much it. Got some hard
under
rations.
the stars.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
going for it. But she is kind of restless. She's pacing around the campground. She's not ready to bed down yet.
Yeah.
She is looking at some of the flora and fauna in the area. She picks some mushrooms, puts that down. We're not gonna mess with those anymore. But she looks decidedly uneasy at this point. And she kind of like looks over at Harp. She's like, he can't help me. She looks over at Justice and thinks, maybe she might know something. She's kind of at a loss to do right now. She's not getting where she wants to go with whatever it is that she has on her mind.
Well, you seem really restless. Let's eat some marmot. I mean, I've been cooking this marmot for like an hour now.
Did you take the fur off?
Whoa.
Why would you do that? It makes it nice and crispy on the
You
outside.
put the fur on the marmot.
That's a smell.
That's how foxes eat marmot, with the fur on.
That is not how non-foxes
Good
eat marmot.
fiber.
Oh.
You'll
All
notice
right.
Piccolo skipped this meal.
Let me try
He's
the
been the
furry
guest of
marmot
foxes.
carcass.
Yeah, magic fox.
I guess you are a magic fox.
But I could peel off the fur, which is really the best part.
Ugh.
And I'll take some of that extra fur. And so I, kind of skin it, cut off little juicy pieces, and just kind of like, here.
Oh, hey, I got the good part. Thanks.
You want
You want
some too?
some?
Yeah.
Yeah, here you go.
Yeah, come on in.
Nom, nom.
I'm
That's
like,
it's a little gamey.
Yeah. An hour, you said?
fox.
You really cooked it well.
Okay, so just to pause us here in case you're joining us for the first time today, we are playing Fall of Magic with the creator of Fall of Magic, Ross Cowman. We also have Pat here and Feiya. Got it right this
Yeah.
time. And I am Strix, your host, and this is Weekly Affirmations. You can participate with us today by either subscribing or donating. If you do so, I will give you a custom affirmation just for you, created out of our custom affirmation matrix. You can also, and please God do, tweet us with the hashtag GameFeels, that's with a Z at the end, with your own affirmations for maybe yourself, people around you, show, Hyper RPG. We are all about the positivity because it is the start of the weekend and we're going to kick this off right. Okay, so Ross, this is a good point. Let's say that we're in the middle of role-playing and things kind of die off.
Yeah, absolutely.
In a free-form game like this, how do you get it going again? What are some good
absolutely.
tips?
Well, something that you need to do before the end of your turn is you're going to have to give one of those tags to one of the characters. So, so a lot of times when it dies down, that's a good time to end a scene. But you can't end a scene yet because you
haven't done any of that.
you haven't done the story
Exactly.
prompt. So what I would do is I would look at those prompts and think about which one you'd like to give which character, and then and then work how you're going to do that into the story, and then in the scene.
And she can give it to her own character too.
That's true.
Yeah, but that's not as fun.
That's true.
I mean, could, but. So I really want to make you cunning, because you're a fox. All right. So let's think about how we could do that. We're sitting around the campfire. I've kind of poisoned you earlier today, but we're friends now, and we've eaten marmot.
Is there something that that Justice notices that you need, that you're missing?
I'm looking kind of pale. I'm pale and I'm agitated, and I'm looking at all
Or
the...
somebody else at the camp too. Like, it doesn't have to be something that Justice is doing for you.
Could be someone
something
else.
doing for someone else.
But definitely looking at all the missing magic. I guess we call it the vital life force of whatever is in this forest.
So I turn to Fawn and I'm like, so I can't help but notice that you're super interested in the Magus. I really don't think they're a character to really bother with. I mean, I know they own all of this and they have a following and everything, but honestly, I mean, I would only tell you this, but they're really dangerous. There's a lot of, you know the saying, little bit of knowledge is real dangerous? Well, that's what I mean. And since we're friends now, I want to make sure that, if you ever do happen upon the Magnus and have a conversation, it doesn't go well because you're a little awkward, that you're not going to, be hurt and stuff. So I came up with this necklace made out of herbs, and it's going to protect you and stuff. You want it?
What is in the herb necklace?
It's, herby stuff that protects you from magic.
Wow.
Oh.
It doesn't smell great, but it works. I promise.
I'll put it around my neck.
Yeah, but put it underneath their clothes because you don't want anyone seeing that you have that on.
All right. Well, I guess... Uh-oh. Hyper rapid power. Go! Yeah. Who am I affirming?
Can we get both an affirmation and a Strix fact?
Okay, so I better explain that one. So during yesterday's show, Too Many Guilds, my co-host Viking Lass decided that it would be fun to troll me by coming up with Strix facts, which are not actually real facts, but are facts about me and my life and how ridiculous it is. And so I saw some Strix facts here a second ago, but they're no longer in the screen. So chat, if you want to write some Strix facts while I roll the affirmation matrix, I will read one afterwards, I promise. It got really awkward. Chuck Norris was involved. Okay. 11. Ooh, I like this one. You are an inquisitive, glittering sea lion, glistening in the sun. Inquisitive, glittering sea lion. That is your weekly affirmation. Please carry it with you and have a really positive weekend. Okay, Strix facts. Do we have any in chat right now? Because I'm not allowed to make them up myself. I think that's part of the game.
Oh, well, you have 3 people here who can make some up.
Well, okay. Do you want to make up a Strix fact?
Pat, why don't you make one up?
Oh, no, we have one. We
That's
have
a good
one.
one.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, Nautilus Taurus says Strix was the creator of the @ symbol and all keyboards.
That's very true.
Nice.
It's entirely true. Now you know.
Super
The
useful.
@ symbol. Strix facts. Hang around. Okay, so you've given me this herb pouch, and you have sort of given me this bone of trust by telling me, the Magus is not a good person. Mm-hmm. And so that's going to embolden me. And I'm going to be like, well, Justice, I probably should share something with you. I work for the Magus because they make me.
They make you? You mean by magic? Magical means? That's real serious. They're like, whew.
I didn't say magical means.
Oh, okay, good.
But that's kind of why I'm here.
What are they having you do?
No, I think you misunderstand. I'm going to get myself out of this situation.
And then she thinks back to that morning when she stumbled upon Fawn doing her knife coating and poison thing is like, oh.
Dramatic pause. Hyper rapid power go! This is so much fun. What's our
Fact, the happy fun ball is an escaped Strix experiment. If you see it, please do not taunt it. Immediately seek shelter and consult Joe at HyperRPG for an appropriate sound effect.
Strix facts, trolling Strix 24/7. I love it. Okay, you're still gonna get a weekly affirmation because I'm gonna affirm you for being awesome, even though you make me sad with my Strix fact. Okay, 4, 6, 7. Oh no, I don't want to use that one. Okay. Oh yes, victorious. Oh, okay, I've got this one. You are a victorious, scintillating octopus. A victorious, scintillating octopus. That is your weekly affirmation. I like that one. These are good ones this week. Added a little more sea animals because I like sea animals. You know, why not?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, so you've just had this revelation.
Oh, and I'm like, oh man. I'm like thinking to myself, oh man, she's a killer, she's an assassin. And it was like, that makes me actually feel closer to her because I also kill animals for food. So I'm like, oh yeah, nice.
Do you guys overhear this? Are you maybe
I'm
asleep in your
sleeping.
bedroom?
You're asleep.
Okay.
I'm still chewing on Marmot, like, not sure if I should be hearing this, but I'm totally
Okay,
like...
cool. This
They
is
just
great.
started talking about secret stuff next to me.
So I'm like, well, that's gonna be a really hard task.
Not if I have help.
Well, I should go to bed now.
Me? You want me to help you?
Well, I don't see why not. He's ruining it. They. I gotta work on that. They're ruining your forest too.
That's true. My grandmama was real upset about her area that she loves getting all screwed up.
And you know, I heard that the Magus is dying, but frankly, I don't think they're dying fast enough.
Oh.
You know, it's possible that bringing about the Magnus's death might fix some things.
Like magic.
And nature-y, yin-yang stuff.
You're the environmentalist. You tell me.
Well, it's not really my area of expertise. It's just something that I do. But I do know some people who it's like their area of research, and I think they'll be in the next town. So we might ask them first, because I feel like there's another unintended consequence to a premature Magnus death, which is
What is that?
large explosions
Explosions?
of the magical variety, which would probably wipe off at least the next 3 towns.
That might be worth it. I mean, we should probably talk to your friends in the next town first.
Yeah,
Then.
and maybe the other 2 towns.
We don't care about the
Check
other
in
two
with them
towns.
too.
I'm tired of being their assassin.
Yeah, no one wants to kill for someone else. I mean, you want all that for yourself.
Exactly. I'm glad we understand each other.
Totally.
And at that moment, we realize that you're still eating, and you're like, and you have like a piece, and you're just staring at us. We just kind of look at you.
Really good. Good Marmot.
And we will end the scene there. So, I feel like that gives cunning,
Yeah.
right, to justice,
Yeah,
because
justice,
justice
okay.
is now.
Great. So you get to write cunning on
Ooh,
justice.
where's my?
There's been a couple questions in the chat about the instructions, and I just wanted to let you all know, if you go to fallofmagic.com, you can actually download all of the rules for free. So feel free to go and do that.
You know, that's a good point, Ross. How do they get a hold of this game?
You can go to fallofmagic.com and buy the game.
Okay.
The scroll edition is out of stock right now, so you'll be put on so it's back ordered. You can be put on the list to get them as soon as the next batch is out. But you can also get the digital edition is available, which has all the stuff you need to like play online on like roll20.net or Google Hangouts.
Google Hangouts. I love Google Hangouts.
Yeah.
All right, thanks for that. Okay, so that is the end of the scene where maybe you are
Your scene's
now
over.
also in danger.
Yeah.
Because you just overheard us.
Right.
Don't know, man. We're gonna find out. So what happens next?
It's Via's turn.
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
We've
kind
each
of-
taken a turn here already, haven't we?
Yeah, I think I was
So
the
we're
last one.
just kind of all over there.
Okay.
Somewhere.
I kind of want to move to the next turn, but I don't want to play the Magus again. Can I just skip my turn?
No. You can just do a short scene if you don't feel like doing a really long scene. Just do something quick.
Okay. Let's see. Well, yeah. Well, let's do a short one with I'm gonna go over to Harper's Road, and the prompt here says, "Who you left behind."
Oh. Okay.
So I'll just monologue this scene.
Great.
So,
So first, tell us about Harper's Road.
So Harper's Road is one of you've been there, right?
I described Harper's Road. I talked about how we were kind of going up and down the hills, and occasionally, like a tree would, like some of these trees had fallen over because their roots had gotten sick, and yeah, that's what I kind of talked about.
Okay. I don't want to make it different.
It's pretty. Could be a different part of the road too.
So I decide to go on kind of like a nice thinking kind of hike on Harper's Road, and it's mossy, and I see all those fallen trees, and I sit down on one of those trees and am just kind of looking over the landscape and thinking about my little baby foxes that I left behind.
Oh.
And that they're currently being taken care of by my sister, Peace.
Peace and justice. Got it.
And, I was just thinking about them, and I've been plucking their favorite yummy herbs that I've been finding along our way to give to them as treats when I get back. And I was just thinking about how much they'll have grown at that time, and just being really nostalgic, but also, knowing that they'll be stronger without me, because foxes need to kind of be independent and not be right next to people that take care of them.
Oh. On Weekly Affirmations, we like the feels.
Okay. Well, we're both left our families behind. Okay. I'll go ahead and so on your turn, if all the tokens are on the board like they are right now, because we've all already done one turn at the Oak Hills, you can choose instead to play as the Magus. And when you do that, you advance the Magus along the path to another location, which I'm going to do right now. So I'm going to take us all to Barley Town.
Barley
And
Town.
Everyone takes their token off of the board. And now it's my job to describe Barley Town and the hospitality of the Barley Lord from the perspective of the Magus, which I will do right now.
I'm gonna pause you here for a Strix fact
Yeah.
from Chum Chum Gem, which is just fantastic. So Strix used to be a brown coat, but after the Independents lost the war, she turned into an owl and stowed away on the Yojimbo, and now captains the ship with a ragtag team of anthropomorphic animals. That's a really good one. Thank you, Chum Chum Gem.
Oh, and thank you, Gmasio, for posting the instructions link. So they're right there in the feed.
Oh, they're right there in chat.
Everyone needs
Thank
them.
you.
Okie dokie, yeah, Barley Lord time. Okay, so we come to Barley Town, and it's first kind of visible as we can smell it before we get close to it, and there's kind of steam rising up from all of the independently owned brew pubs that are in Barley Town. And it's well known for its many varieties of beer, and you can just kind of smell it before you can. So like you can see it, you can see the smoke before you can see the town, and you can smell it before you can even see the smoke. So we've known it's been coming for a while, and I'm the Magus, and I think the Magus has.
What does Magus look like right now?
Yeah, so the Magus is wearing a robe that is similar to the cloak that Harp is wearing. And have you described that much yet? What that robe looks like?
No, but it's kind of like a darkish reddish orange thing.
Okay.
And it's kind of got a lot of like horizontal pleated folds, so it looks like there's like layer after layer, kind of shagging down.
Great. Okay, cool. So, so we see the Magus wearing this as well, except their robe is inscribed with all these silvery runes, and the Magus is standing right now atop a hill, kind of overlooking Barley Town, which is kind of sweeping down in the valley below, and the wind is rustling their cloak, and it makes the words kind of seem to move a little bit, and sometimes you could almost hear little voices of ancient Maguses from the past, like speaking those words, like their voices are somehow kind of captured within this robe that they're wearing, and they pull their hood down, and we see the Magus's face, which is looks vaguely feminine, but and kind of ageless. They have these really kind of wide, passive-looking eyes, and their mouth is kind of slightly downturned at the corners. And when they look down upon Barley Town, I think they've walked this land for like many years, and they're right now they're looking at Barley Town, and they're thinking about how they're thinking of this. They see that there's these kind of like ruins of a great castle keep at the center of the town, but in their imagination they can see what it looked like when that castle was great, and they see the people of Barley Town and kind of like gawking at us as we ride by now into the town. And
are you on a horse or a palanquin? Palanquin.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
let's do palanquin. Yeah,
Right.
totally. So I'm on my chair now in the palanquin, which is being carried, and we see these really pretty like dirty. There's like poor oral hygiene. A lot of people are missing teeth, and the Magus is looking and upon these great. There's like these buildings that have been kind of deconstructed for their stone and used to build these little like hovels and stuff. But in the Magus's imagination, they're thinking about this other time when they had come to town in years past, where it was just full of the nobles and the gentry of this valley, and thinking about how far the nobility and the culture of Barley Town has fallen. Now we see the Magus and the rest of this like caravan that we're all traveling with together arrive at the home of the Barley Lord, which is in the only. So if you imagine we can see where there's the ruins of this once great castle, but now the walls have kind of like fallen and crumbled, and all that's left is the keep, which is in the center of where this great castle once stood. And above the keep is this really kind of rudely sewn tapestry, which bears the insignia of the Barley Lord. And I think the Barley Lord and his wife are sitting in front of are sitting in front right now, waiting for the Magus to arrive. And would someone like to play the Barley Lord and the Barley Lady?
I was the soldier, so maybe you guys could.
You two
Maybe
want to be?
see.
Who wants to be the Barley Lord?
I'll be the Barley Lord.
Barley Lord, and
I'll
you're
be
the
the Barley Lady.
The Barley Lady. Okay, cool. Yeah, and I'm imagining that the people in this town, they kind of have this really thick, like slang that's like really difficult to kind of understand.
Cool.
Do you guys feel like you could rock that?
I'm
little
not gonna talk in an accent. But
All right, go ahead. Just do your thing.
Yeah.
All right. So anyway, but the Magus understands you perfectly. So like, people from the outside are like listening to them, and it's like really kind of hard to tell what's being said. But the Magus just kind of like.
So is it like in like Snatch with like
Yeah.
Pikes and
Yeah.
they're like Periwinkle Blue,
Yeah. Totally.
like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so the Magus, so that the palanquin gets set down, and another like servant kind of rushes forth with some like steps, and I come down, and people are kind of like fanning me and stuff, and And I stand in front and I say, "Oh, great Lord and Lady of Barleytown, I, the Magus, have returned from Ravenhall, as has been prophesized."
Yo ho! Magnus, sir. R. We are real happy to have you here.
Totally not gonna talk. It's been years. It's good to see you again, old friend.
Good to see both of you as well, O Barley Lord and Barley Lady. May the barley ever grow wild and free.
May it fan our fires and fill our bellies.
And our coffers.
Right.
Yo ho ho.
And I think we go back and forth like this, like with metaphors about the barley for a while, as is customary in this land. So, and eventually we turn to the real business of the night, which I say, so I trust that the package that I've entrusted you with is still secure.
Yes.
And I'm imagining that the Magus has a book that they've given to you, which contains one very long spell. It's a spell book, but it's a spell in the singular term.
Yar, we do have it.
All right, well, it has come time for me to relieve you of your duties. Take me to it.
We are very happy to do that. It has caused us tons of trouble, honestly.
We've had dozens of scholars trying to interpret it, and they've all had
They've been
terrible-
driven mad, haven't they?
We've lost many of them, and the rest are locked in towers.
Yes, I told you not to do that. Did you obey any of my other instructions?
You said it was unwise, but I mean, you also, clearly value this item, so we would be foolhardy not
Don't
to
mince
investigate
words with
it.
me, Barley Lady. I'll have you.
Remember your place, pages. You are in Barleytown upon our hospitality.
Oh, we're having a snoot off. This is great.
And the Magus, they think of all the things that they could do and would like to do very much to put the Barley Lady in her place, but as diluted as the royal blood of this valley has become, the old oaths do still hold some weight to the Magus.
Burn.
And so they kind of open their mouth as though they're going to say something, and they just close it again, and they say, "Well, at least you still have it."
Yes, and if where's our agreed upon return?
With interest.
Um,
You've been quite a while longer than you promised.
Yes, and I say, here they are. They're all yours, and I'm pointing to my retinue, which I've brought with me.
What?
And she looks over.
There are a few that are here that are, and they are specifically, all the folks that came from Ravenhall. The servants and the riches and stuff that they're bearing.
Like, that looks like a lot of mouths to feed.
Well, their skills can rebuild this town, maybe bring back some of the glory that it once had.
It's still plenty glorified.
Well, it's what we agreed upon. If you do not wish it now, that is of your own accord. But take me to it.
Well, let's have a little feast first. Like you just got here, you seem real tired and stuff, and we have some real good pickled cod, and
And I think the Magus is like, the Magus is kind of like really looking, those eyes which once looked very passive have turned steely as they regard the wanton Barley Lord.
Uh-oh. Barley Lord's out of control.
Yeah, and
probably pretty drunk, honestly.
yeah, and the Magus says to you, "Are you hiding something from me, Lord of Barley?"
No, why would I do that? No.
Very well. A feast we shall have. It'll be time for destiny later.
It'll be in your honor.
So tell us about this feast. What's this feast like?
So, since it's still kind of really nice and warm out, there's a large farm table set out in the middle of a field where a pathway has been kind of cut into the barley and then cleared away. So it's kind of like one of those corn mazes, but shorter because barley's not that tall. But it's still kind of, fun to go over there. And the barley lord puts all of your servants into use too, and they bring out platters of steaming quail and partridge and lots of honey dipped fruit.
Now, do these servants seem happy or sad to be away from the Magus?
I think they seem relieved too, because they've been traveling a long time, and some of them have been like, when is this journey ever going to end? We just want to settle down.
We probably had them all cleaned up before the feast and stuff, so they're probably feeling like fresh from the road and stuff.
In case you're terrible. All right.
And we party and drink mead and other things like that, and of course barley wine and barley beer and barley tea.
Barley cakes.
There's like a whole nother giant farm table that's just covered with barley type food.
Nice.
So quickly, there's someone asking in chat, is this prepared or are we just making this up
We're
right
just
now?
making
it up.
We're making it up as we go.
Freeform.
Fantastic. And we're there like eating late into the night, and we see the Magus and the Magus is eating as well, and the as these feasts do go, this is like many people, the feast just like keeps going and going, and more food keeps being served.
Oh, it looks like we're being raided by the sugar cubes right now. Oh my gosh, sugar cubes, would you like an affirmation for stopping into the channel? Because that's what we do here at Weekly Affirmations. We play games and we're really affirmative, and we have all the feels. So if you want to get involved, since you're already here and you're rating, you can tweet us with the hashtag GameFeels and affirm someone in your life. But you know what? I'm going to do this one for free, just on me. We're going to do an affirmation for the sugar cube raid. 7, 12. Okay, what do we got here? Oh, yeah. You are a tenacious, bemusing mermaid. Yeah, we kept that one too. So, Sugar Cubers, that is your affirmation for this week. Thank you for stopping by. You are tenacious, bemusing mermaids, all of you. You're beautiful mermaids. Thank you for stopping by. Don't ruin the channel.
And finally, they bring out the entertainment for the evening.
What's that?
Which they, many people together are all pulling these huge tanks of water, and they wheel them out. And inside, they actually have a live mermaid. And she, everyone kind of like stops and like applauds, and then the kind of curtain is drawn, and she sort of swims up to the surface and crawls over the top and begins to sing to us.
Oh, wow.
And it's a beautiful song about how much she misses the ocean and misses being taken from her home, and the irony of the sadness of it is just completely lost on the people of Barley Town.
And they're just like, this is fun.
Yeah, they're just like, wow, this is like so entertaining right now.
This
Scene.
game is getting really dark. We are heading in that direction. Okay.
Scene. Right
So
here.
we're done with that scene.
Yeah,
That was really great.
Lovely.
All right, you are up.
Alrighty.
And before you go, so since there's sugar cubers running around and maybe some new people joining the channel right now, this is Weekly Affirmations, and if you guessed it, it's a weekly show.
What's a sugar cube raid?
So, these guys are new to Twitch, so you should welcome them to Twitch in a very friendly way. But raids are when the fans or the chatters in another channel all together go over to another channel, raid it, and they're like, haha, we're here, that's right.
Oh, sneaky.
So we have some raiders.
Hope they don't take anything.
I don't think they're after our pirate fox. So for those of you just joining us on Weekly Affirmations, we are a show that explores indie and freeform RPGs in the analog space, so no digital here. And that's everything from sitting around a table and playing a game like this to LARPing and being, I don't know, pretend crows, pretend giants, pretend whatever. And it's really fun. And if you'd like to participate with us today, you can subscribe or donate and you will get your own custom affirmation directly from me, created from the Affirmation Matrix. We have some really good ones today. There was a Yeti, I think there was a Sphinx, she was moist. We don't ask questions. But if you would also like to affirm someone else, you can do that for free. Just use the hashtag GameFeels with a Z at the end. And during the middle of our show, we will actually read them out live. So that is your chance to be involved. Thank you.
What's it, a weekly affirmations, a positive feel-good show. The most positive thing on this channel called Hyper Rabbit Power Go.
And that, by the way, is our theme song. It's quite amazing. Alex made it for us, and it's priceless, really, I think. Totally priceless.
Okay, Harp.
All right, Harp, you're up.
Your turn.
Cool. So I'm gonna put my token on the farmer's market scene. And the story prompt is what you need for the journey.
Ooh, okay.
So Harp, and I guess I'll describe Harp a little. He's kind of a young guy, kind of ruddy-faced, kind of baby-faced, and maybe a little heavy-set, and loves food, loves cooking, and things like that, and is very unused to all this strange new stuff he's encountering on the journey. Like he lived in Astalia and had this one crap singer job, and that was his whole life, and now the span of weeks he's seen all this new countryside, and now he's in a whole new city that smells really weird, and it's just like he's being bombarded, but he's also like really excited by it all. So he's walking through the farmer's market, and because that's something he would do back in Astalia to buy ingredients for his food stand, and he's walking around and he's collecting food for stuff he's gonna make, but that's not what he needs for his journey. He's sort of looking at the farmer's market, and I guess I should describe the farmer's market.
Yeah, what does that look like?
It's really it's a bunch of stalls just kind of like lining these little narrow corridors that run through Barleytown, and it's really packed. Like the way Barleytown is laid out, the little roads are just really narrow, so you're just bustling through people, and you could like reach your arms across and touch stalls on either side.
Oh wow, it's
so
really
everyone's just like
claustrophobic.
fighting over and like grabbing stuff, and like the shopkeepers just constantly looking for people stealing stuff because their wares are like so close to this, a bunch of people. But and then there's all these new, sights and smells and taste and stuff. And so Harp is kind of overwhelmed. And he's looking around and he's collecting, ingredients and smelling things and buying things for recipes he wants to make. But the thing he's looking for on his journey is like what he's doing here. Like he's been this whole time he's felt like kind of like a hanger-on, and he's not really sure. But he's been thinking ever since listening to Vaughn and Justice talking about the magic in the world. Not what you're thinking about. He actually like that thing. He was like, that sounded like some drama, but he was really interested in the whole thing about like magic draining out of the flora and the fauna and stuff like that. And he sort of noticed that too, that like over the years and this sounds kind of silly, but he's been making this connection in his head that like the food, the ingredients and stuff, like it feels like more and more lifeless each year. And he can sort of, and he's always had this kind of knack for like picking the best stuff, and it's not, he can't say, it's hard for him to say, oh, it's the look or the smell or the texture or something. He's like, there's something about this tomato or whatever. And he's starting to wonder if like maybe there's something to this whole like magic being in nature kind of thing, and maybe that's what he's being attuned to. So he's like walking around and like being more aware of this sort of like intuition he's always had and never second guessed. But he's sort of like, so he's collecting a bunch of food and kind of daydreaming of this idea. It's like, maybe I'm not like totally inept at this whole magic thing. Maybe magic, I'll be a magic cook or something like that. And then he's like planning his ingredients for the night. And I think that's scene.
Nice. Okay, now it's my turn. where do I want to go? So, Ross, where can I go?
Oh yeah. So we are currently at Barleytown, and so you can choose any of these scenes. So your current options are the Inn of Axe and Fiddle, Farmers Market, Oak Island, that Old Abbey, Swine Hill, or Matilda's Farm.
Okay, I'm gonna go to the Old Abbey, and I'm bringing along the fox.
Yeah, we're besties now.
We're totally sticking together. So here's what's happening at the
Also, I
Abbey.
need to keep an eye on her. Ooh.
I don't know what you're talking about. We're friends. Anyway, so I have talked my way into this old abbey. And this abbey is actually a cloister of people who practice a certain spiritual path, somehow related to sort of this pantheistic idea of magic and life force. I don't really know a whole lot about it because I'm not from here. But I really want to get at their archives, which is why I'm going into the abbey in the first place. So I have stuffed the fox like into my shirt, and I have like my cloak on, and every once in a while she like kicks, and she's like, ow, and I'm like, shut up. And we like talk our way, well I talk our way, into the abbey, and it's run by women. There are no men there. And some of them have taken vows of silence, actually. So when I initially get there, I'm like, can you show me where the archives are? And she goes, like this. And I'm like, that's not very nice. So I'm like, what? You're not going to show me the archives? And she goes, like this. And I start talking louder and louder, because somehow I think that that's going to make her talk to me, and it doesn't. So finally, with all of the yelling and the fox kicking, and it's just a mess, the abbess comes out. The abbess. And she's this tall, willowy, old woman who looks like she's just made out of like bitten steel. Like you do not want to mess with the abbess. And I realized that, I maybe have done something that I was not supposed to do by yelling at this woman. I'm probably going to get kicked out. But I look at the abbess, and she looks at me, and there's just like a moment that somehow passes between us. And she goes, my dear, what do you want? Actually, what am I even thinking? Who wants to be the abbess? Not the fox.
I'll do it.
Okay, Ross is the abbess. So.
And so, what's your thought though? Your thoughts that she's going to help you out.
She's going to help us out.
And we don't know why.
We don't know
but for
why.
some reason, she decided she's going to help you out.
Yeah.
Yeah, my dear, you were speaking very loud for this abbey, but I can help you.
My apologies, abbess. Thank you.
Please do not disturb the sisters. They are in prayer, and some of them do not speak.
Oh. Well, that makes a little more sense then.
And
Are they mute?
No. They, you see, we worship the Silent One, and they she points over to this like very old statue, which is behind her, and the statue is of this old woman, and her lips are sewn shut.
Oh goodness.
And have you heard has your character heard the tale of the Silent One?
No.
You have not heard?
How would I hear the tale of a woman who is silent?
Well, I was gonna say something really cheesy. It's like, yeah, good point. It's probably why this religion hasn't spread too far. She says, yes. When she spoke a secret, something that was she was sworn to silence, and when last time the Magus came, when this saint was she was a young girl that used to live in this town, and she was the last to be entrusted to guard the spell book of the Magus, but she was she was not able to when people came to steal it. They threatened the lives of the people in the town, and so she spoke of its hidden location and allowing them to take it away. And because she forsook her vow and her promise to the Magus, she sewed her own lips shut in penance. And this is and founded this abbey to teach us all so that we might all learn from the mistakes that she made.
And the Magus allowed this barbarity?
The Magus allowed it. I'm just trying to think. I don't know.
Like he let her sew her lips shut?
Well, I'm just like imagining he probably wasn't standing there doing it, at the time. I was like, this was it was a choice that she made.
Indeed.
Are we like in a room by ourselves, or where are we exactly?
So we're at the entrance still. We're trying to get to the archives when this whole kerfuffle happened.
Yeah.
So
she's just standing out front.
Mm-hmm. So
would you like to see the archives?
If it pleases you, Abbess.
It would. And she takes you to the archives. Would you like to describe walking into the room?
So we wind deeper into the cloister, and we pass through an internal courtyard, and it has a scrying fountain, but the scrying fountain is dry. And there was once an oak tree that used to bloom in this courtyard, but it's now leafless. It's not dead, but it's not blooming either. And she kind of hurries us through this area. We don't linger, and we take so many twisting turns that kind of have a hard time keeping up of where we're going. But finally we get to what looks like the door to like a broom closet. Oh. It's this old wooden rickety door made of planks. It looks like it hasn't been opened in a really long time. There's a giant rusty padlock on it. And so we get to the door and just wait.
Yeah, and she pulls, she's like, oh, I've got here somewhere. And she produces the key and unlocks it, and this very heavy lock falls into her hand, kind of like a... And then opens the door, and within you see this narrow corridor that just kind of gently slopes down, and there's some glowing light down at the end of it.
Ooh, glowing lights.
Oh yeah.
These are probably magical glowing lights, considering no one has been here in a really long time.
Yeah, it's true. They're
so
very magical.
And probably highly valuable. Anyway,
they're probably motion censored. When the door opened, they just
it's turned on.
Yeah.
All right.
Magic. Is this when I can like leap out from your body?
Yeah. So
from your
let's
cloak?
just wait till she's gone. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So
and then she and for some unknown reason she trusts you alone in the archives.
She does.
Sounds great. So she turns and says, "There you are."
Thank you. And she exits. And I go, and I'm like, and then this is like the fox pops out.
So I start grooming myself, patting
just
my
like
hair
aliens.
down.
Giving birth from my chest to a fox. I didn't know that was gonna happen today. Well, are you okay?
Yeah.
That took longer than I thought. Man, I did
Stretch out a little bit.
not think I was gonna see her here.
You know her?
Yes, I know the abbess.
Did she recognize you? I didn't sound like it.
She recognized me.
Oh.
So how does she? Do you know about what's going on?
Oh, well, that's easy. Since the audience wants to know. So the abbess is an ex-storm guard.
Oh, okay. And so you're wanted
Far
for some
from
crime
home.
in Stormguard.
I am wanted for something.
Probably
in
something of the
Stormguard.
murdering variety.
Maybe.
Do you want to try the door? It's probably locked.
No, I don't think you understand. We worked together.
Oh.
Wait a second. Oh wait, can we start this out really quick?
Yeah.
All right. So the abbess used to live in Stormguard. Okay, and you both used to be criminals in
So
Stormguard.
no. We're all from Estalia.
Okay.
Storm guards.
Yeah.
Storm guard.
Mm-hmm.
She was part of the Storm Guards. with
Okay.
me.
Okay. Cool.
Yes.
Okay. Well, you know that Stormguard is a place, though.
It is also a
okay,
place.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Great. So and then you two know each other from back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Great.
And we're both out here, so we're obviously not Storm Guards anymore. So something.
So you both
happened.
found new lives.
Well, we had to.
Maybe where the Storm Guards were disbanded. Maybe
No, Storm Guards are still pretty active.
they're still a thing.
Yeah.
And you guys both used to be Storm Guards.
Mm-hmm.
And you left, and you're fugitive of the place Storm Guard or of the Storm Guards?
Storm guards.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, great. Thank you.
Yes. That's some good exposition.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's good.
Sometimes it's good.
You know, one thing when you're like improvising a story together, sometimes like something will come along that you don't understand. Just go ahead and let things stop and like ask some questions and just untangle it because it'll help everything. Because now it'll help that to become a part of the story that we can all build on together.
Well, I mean, if you'd like to know what happened.
Yeah, let me know.
There was a failed coup in Stormguard.
Oh, okay, cool.
And obviously we were on the side that lost.
Cool. So just also one thing I want to clarify is there is a place that we could go to, which is Castle Stormguard.
Oh yeah, that'll be fun.
Okay.
Oh, there's another Stormguard thing here
The
too.
Stormguard Mountains.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can get there by the end of this game.
I bet it's possible.
Okay, so Fox pops out and I just explained that, there was a coup, kind of failed. At least we're alive. Moving on.
Wow.
So you gotta help me find this tomb that we're after. We want the one that tells us what the secret really was. Because it was about the Magus.
I have heard of this legendary book that you're talking about.
It exists, and if it exists, it's here.
I don't know if I want to read it. I've heard that people who read it go crazy.
Uh-oh, we just crossed. We're after the Barley Keepers
Oh,
object.
yeah. That's fine.
Yeah. Okay, so now we're after the Barley Keepers object. Okay. Well, since I'm already kind of crazy, I think that won't be a problem.
Well, it's your sanity, I guess, so...
You don't have to read it, you just have to help me find it, okay?
Maybe there's more than one book, too.
Oh, there could be copies.
Well, or like different spells.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Well, oh, and also just when I was talking about the one that was here, that one was stolen.
Stolen?
Yeah, it was stolen.
Oh, was it?
Because I said that people came
That's
and then she told them where it was, and that's why
Mm-hmm.
she started limp shut. Hence the whole silent order thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's probably all sorts of magic books that have, like, what are those things called? Like firewalls on them, where you can't, like, read them.
This one makes you go crazy.
Yeah.
This one gives you like constant diarrhea.
Oh, that's the
You
worst
should be
firewall.
really careful.
Yeah.
I don't want that one.
Learn lots of magic languages.
1-star Amazon review.
Oh yeah. Okay, cool.
All right,
But maybe you want to find out what happened to it, and that information might
So
be
I grabbed
here.
one of these magical lamps, and it has this like weird reddish glow, and I'm like, oh, I've never seen that work before. It's obviously a relic from an older time that is more sophisticated. We don't have stuff like that anymore.
I bet like all over town you see like little weird like arcane technology, that's like stuff
remnants.
that's abandoned that people don't really understand anymore.
Yeah, so grab one of these lamps, and we are looking through these archives, and there's like a layer of dust and spider webs and cough a little. And we spend probably hours in there looking for this one magical tomb that I know it's in there somewhere. And we go probably till the end of the day, actually, and we don't find anything.
Just covered in cobwebs and dust.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, there's like smudges on my face, and your fur is like a weird grayer color than it was before. And
You can't even tell that my ears are red. They're also now gray. And like, because like my way of checking the books, because I don't want to read any of them, is to like kind of brush off the dust as much as I can, and then kind of like sniff it.
oof.
To be like, does this smell magical? Is this the right type of magic of what we're looking for? And so my nose is like no longer pink. It's all like gray. It's rough.
So we don't get what we want. We come out, and we're tired, and we're really hungry, and we're dirty. And I ask one of the Abbey sisters to point me towards the abyss.
Sure. Yeah, you're led to the abyss again.
Okay.
And she waits till the door is closed, and then she kind of drops character for a minute, and she...
By the way, the fox is just now kind of... We don't care. She's here.
Great, sounds great, yeah. And she says, Fawn, what are you doing here? You know the Storm Guard is looking for you.
And they'll continue to look for me until I'm dead. So, I might as well accomplish a couple of things before that happens. We're looking for you too, How long do you think you can hide out in an abbey? My God, an abbey woman?
I thought it's a pretty convincing disguise. They promoted me to abbess. You don't believe the people in this town.
Because you look terrifying to them.
Yes, I would agree with that.
They asked me what my qualifications were, and I'm like, oh yeah, I totally knew that lady that sewed her lips shut. Yeah, we used to hang out all the time back in the day.
God.
And I I told them all this stuff that she told me, all these teachings, and they just promoted me to abbess. I can't believe it. Anyway, I don't want you to mess my gig here, because things are going good for me right now.
Look, there's
but
more
if you stick
important
around
things
too
going
much,
on right now, okay?
yeah. So, did you find what you were looking for?
Have you poked your head outside of the abbey lately?
Well, as little as possible. It stinks out there.
Yeah, I can tell. Because you know what? Shit's going bad.
When the Storm Guard came, they were looking for something. Apparently they knew that the Barley Lord and the Barley Lady had this spell book, and they came and they took it from them, and ever since that happened.
Wait. The Storm Guard took the book?
Yeah, it took them it's huge.
Fuck me.
It took 2 horses just to carry the thing on a cart.
Really?
Yeah, they took it all the way to their castle.
You know, the castle's actually not that far from here.
I know.
It's like 2-day, 3-day, 4-day journey-ish.
I'm very aware.
Anyway, but my point is, as soon as they took it, crops started failing. Children started being stillborn. It's been grim.
I don't think that's why.
Well, I'm just saying, you were asking me if I've noticed that things have been...
So you have noticed.
I've noticed.
It's the Magus.
It's the Magus.
It's the Magus.
The Magus is causing all of this?
Yes, they are.
You're traveling with the Magus, aren't you?
Technically.
Well,
Ah, that makes sense. I have noticed that in all the towns that we've come into, it's pretty bustling when we get there. By the time we leave, though,
how do you know it's the
not
Magus?
so great. This has been a long journey. We've
Are these
gone
all
through
safe?
lots of cities.
As safe as any, I suppose, but the Magus has powers that we do not understand.
I know. And she takes out a blade, not a poisoned one, and she just very gently sets it onto the abbess's scribing desk. And she says, "Do you know what that is?"
Yeah, and she says, kind of all the technical specs. Yeah, it looks like it's kind of a little weighted towards the tip, for.
The Magus gave it to me.
That blade's that's an assassin's blade.
The Magus gave it to me so that I can help them maintain their vitality.
So the Magus... just tell me the story, Fawn. You don't have to keep doling it out bit for bit like a kebab.
You know the old habits die hard. Okay, so when I was fleeing the Storm Guards, I didn't have anywhere else to go. I went to the Magus, and I begged for their help. And the Magus agreed to help me, on the condition that I helped them. Magus gave me the knife so that I can go take care of their adversaries and then bring the knife back so that they can take certain essences out of it afterwards.
And she says, it's a soul knife. I've heard of these before.
So don't cut yourself on it.
She takes the knife and looks at it really carefully, and it's got this kind of cloudy pommeled jewel on one end, and she's looking at it very carefully, and then it looks almost like it's filled with smoke, and then suddenly she sees this this person's face kind of come up against coming up against a window, and she kind of drops it in shock.
I will jump back because I don't want to be cut by accident.
And it's it goes tink, 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 and falls on the ground. And she says, "Who is that? Who's in there?"
It's not important.
Listen, Fawn, you and your little friend, get out of here right now.
What?
I'm sorry, I can't help you.
What are you talking about? You have to help me.
I just don't want to be a part of this.
You're already a part of it.
I need you to leave.
Fawn, you should also be more careful with your knives. I feel like.
She takes a knife and she says, fine, but don't think that this is the last time you're going to see me, Abyss.
And I think that she kind of let out a little scream when the knife fell, and now one of the attendants is kind of like knocked, and she like this like kind of like woman comes in, and she just kind of like looks at the abbess, and she says, "Show these two out, please." She kind of like grabs your arm really quickly and says, "You know, I will always be your sister of Stormguard. But I fear that you are in over your head and beyond my power to save you. But if you need solace or if you need refuge, come again."
She just takes a moment to look at you. You can tell that she's trying to say something. She doesn't manage, and she turns.
Okay.
She walks out. Cool. And that is scene. Whew. That's some feels right there, folks.
It's intense.
So, if you are just now joining us and you're like, what on earth is going on? This is Weekly Affirmations, and this is usually a positive show where we play indie and freeform games. Today we're playing Fall of Magic with the designer of Fall of Magic in the studio with us today. We have Ross Cowman. We also have Pat.
Hi.
And we have Feiya. And I am Strix, your host today, and we are having a really interesting story about magic, the fall of magic, and some really interesting politics right now. If you would like to participate, we would love to have you do so. We do something called Weekly Affirmations here. That's also the name of the show. If you donate or subscribe today, I will personally give you your own affirmation drawn from our affirmation matrix, which is quite awesome and is renewed every week, so you get something new. And if you'd like to participate, now is the time that I'm going to read off your affirmations from Twitter. If you want to get one in really quick, the hashtag is GameFeels with a Z. Can we do the Z? Everyone's doing the Z. So do your Game Feels hashtag right now. I'm going to read out your affirmations live. Game Feels. Let's see what we got. Hopefully you guys do better this week than you did last week, because no one tweeted the Game Feels hashtag, and then Zach yelled at everyone, and I was really sad and let down. Ooh, but it looks like we have some. Okay, so. Ooh. Azurus says the Strix is a susurrant and opalescent seahorse. Game feels. Syl says, may we all one day evolve into quixotic, lethargic Moogles. Ooh, Moogles are so cute. Game feels. Javier Beltran says, game feels, you are an inebriated, mirthful raccoon. I think that means a happy, drunk raccoon, right? Yeah. Excellent. I love these words. Syl says, aspire to become the carnivorous, aristocratic Kumiho you secretly dream of being. Game feels. These are great.
These are good.
Ooh, Javier Beltran has another one. He says, be the precocious body marmot that you wish to see in the world. Oh, that's like the Gandhi quote. You know, be the change you wish to see in the world. Precocious. I love that. Oh, and then, Syl has one for other Hyper RPG fans. It's very nice of you, Syl. Don't ever stop being fluffy, radiant Mogwai. Mogwai.
It's a good band.
Oh. And then Justin says, never let the shade of others keep you from enjoying the sunlight of life. That one's really cool, actually. I kind of like that. Oh, do we have any more? Oh. One from Joe, who is, I believe, Final Fantasy IX master here on chat. It says, this week with Hyper RPG and the Strix, I am feeling like a heathen misleading eagle. A heathen misleading eagle. So you're a magic eagle that probably preys on all of those non-Christian eagles to come join your heathen club. I think that's pretty awesome. So these are our game feels for this week. We'll probably read a couple more at the end of the show if you still want to get a few in. You are an entrancing, welcoming, ferocious game feels. That's from Drickflesh. So these are actually really great game feels, guys. I think this is a great way to kick off the weekend. Do you have any game feels that you want to share right now, just really quickly?
Game feels when you have such a great Twitch channel to really share all of these awesome games and really spend some time with some good friends and make a world together.
Oh, that's really nice. My game feel is that we get to feel all kinds of feels. They don't even have to be good feels. They can be scary feels or dramatic feels or really sad feels too. And that is awesome.
Are we each doing one?
You don't have to. It's an opt-in, not an opt-out.
Yeah, no, totally. Yeah, my game feels are. I don't know. I like. I liked the. Well, one thing that I just enjoyed was that, like, I could kind of tell a lot in the last session that you kind of had this. Your character had this really complex, like, inner world, and it was really nice in that last scene, kind of getting to see that. Like, because I was trying to figure out, like. After the last game, I was trying to figure out, okay, what does Strix want with Fawn? Like, what's going on over there? And now I have, like, an idea about that, so I'm really excited to see that develop.
Yeah,
in the rest of
sounds
the session.
No, I'm good.
Okay, we're good. All right, so that was the end of our scene. I think it is now Feiya's turn. Justice, what are you up to?
Right. So I think Justice will go over to Matilda's farm. And the prompt is what she thinks you need. And I think I go
Who's she?
to like, so remember how we talked earlier about how I have some friends in this town that have a thing that we need. I actually forgot what it was.
It was the information about deathly explosions from magic if we kill the Magus.
Right. Stuff about the Magnus.
Yes.
And so Matilda is an old friend of mine. She's one of the few people kind of in like the human populated cities that are really familiar with talking animals. Her farm is actually a farm, but also sort of like a lodging for talking animals. Kind of like one of those underground railroad type things. And so she has like a whole other barn that is actually like a hotel, and you know, there's always people there kind of going in and through, and so there's a lot of information flow too. And she was like, so this is like basically the magic animal.
So are magic animals oppressed?
I think, you know, there's so few of them nowadays that some of them sometimes are trapped by merchants who want to make use of them.
I never trapped you.
But there are people like you who are like, whoa, talking animal, cool, we can make tons of money off of this.
I did say that.
You did say that.
I did say that.
So,
Come a little closer.
most talking animals, if they can get away with it, try to fly under the radar and just pretend to be dumb animals. So, and so yeah, so basically, like if this was like a D&D game, it's kind of like the pub, the inn that we go to
The
get
Smoky Tavern.
information.
Where all the talking animals go to.
This is the talking animal version. So, you guys could all be in it, but not as yourselves.
Okay.
Are we different talking animals?
Yeah, it's talking animals. Someone has to be Matilda.
All right.
Who's
Let's be
Matilda?
Is Matilda a talking animal as well?
No, she's a human.
Okay.
Okay. She kind of takes care of the farm.
She's like their liaison.
Okay. I mean,
I'll be
you wanna
Matilda.
Okay.
Okay, you guys can pick your animals. We'll just kind of.
I'm
I'm gonna be a crow.
okay.
Hey, I'm a crow. Hey,
I'm
Hey!
I'm Oliver the pig.
how's all of the big talk?
Yeah. Hey guys.
Hey, what you doing? What's going on? Hey.
Oh.
So, Matilda's farm is real typical looking, really big, kind of has red and white coloring on the outside and stuff, and she has like kind of one of those fake walls to separate the human side of it and the animal side
It's
of
like
it.
okay.
And since all the animals are talking animals and therefore magic, they all can pass through the wall using their magic.
There you go.
Okay.
Great. So we're all just
And she
chilling.
has her own normal door to go through.
And what's so how does Justice enter this scene?
So Justice rolls up to Matilda's farm and on all four legs because she doesn't want to be seen by anyone.
Yeah.
And then kind of goes up and takes like a handful of
Awful.
and like just kind of blows it into the air, and like waits kind of licking herself for a little bit until Matilda opens the door.
Who's out there? And have you been to the farm before? Does Matilda know you? Okay. I guess she's pretending you're still like a four-legged fox, like a normal fox, or?
Yeah, I mean, when you open the door, I probably like walk in, and then as soon as you close the door, I like stand up and like brush myself off and like, Matilda, darling, it is so good to see you. I see that you've kept this place up. It looks great.
Thank you, Justice. It's good to see you as well. It's been a while.
Yes, I have been away from a while, and the things that I have seen, goodness.
Oh, hey, it's Justice.
Hey, hey! And like the crow's like jumping around. Justice, hey!
Oh, Matilda just brewed up a hot batch of filth. Do you want some?
Wow.
You definitely don't want some of Oliver's food.
Oh. Hey, tell us about the world, Justice.
We could use some fresh stories.
Well, I have just been, I don't know if you guys have heard, but the Magnus is in town.
Wow!
Wow! Hey! Wow!
Oh!
Whoa!
Who's
Yeah.
that?
You don't know the Magnus?
I know.
It's probably best that you don't. They are someone who works in the shadow, and they spread half-truths, and they're taking away our magic. Have you noticed that like only a few of our young these days are magical, and like there's so many magical parents who have to deal with the sadness of not being able to talk to their children.
That's true. It's true.
That's really sad, Justice.
It's true.
So
We should tell them to go away.
Bad idea.
We don't want any.
I've been talking with this interesting person who has it in her head that if we kill the Magnus, that the magic might come back to the land. But
What? Crazy.
But, I thought if anyone would know more about that you guys would have heard some rumor or something about whether or not this is possible or whether or not it's a good idea. Matilda, you've been here the longest.
I mean, I was aware that Magus is in town. I mean, everyone in the town is talking about it, and I haven't, they seem like such an important person and so powerful. I mean, it's kind of frightening to hear you talk about killing them. I mean, don't you want to like keep hidden? Like, wouldn't that like totally expose you to the world?
I've been walking among the world actually for a little bit. So far, to success, but I know that with each new town that we go into that it gets harder and harder. But because I've been traveling with the Magnus, it's not so weird because they are a magical, mage of this world, and they just assume that he magicked me into being.
Disrespectful.
I don't want to, tell people too much about it because then they'll start looking for other magical folks, animals, and it would be a disaster for our world.
I will consult the pigs.
The forest used to be ours. Caw!
I'll consult the pigs and get back to you.
Yes, that would be highly
Your filth is
appreciated.
getting cold too, Oliver.
Look for our messenger on the third day.
That is much appreciated. And
I'm just kidding. I always wanted to say that. Well, I'll look for him, and I'll get you some. I'll get you some good pig wisdom for you.
pearls before swines.
That's a very racist joke.
Crow likes it.
Yeah. He would.
Well, Crow, you are, one of the most intelligent animals out there, and you also have the benefit of your beautiful black wings, where you can travel far distances and hear all of the rumors and talkings and tidbits and goings on. What have you heard?
True. Very true. I've heard many things. Whispers.
Well, I have some corn in my bag if you would like some.
And the crow hops around really excitedly and perches on your head, starts to pet you.
I'm like, all right, it's another magical animal, so I can't say no to that.
Okay, and then the crow hops down and starts eating corn and goes, and hucks
I
it
have
down.
more corn where that came from.
Whoa.
Rumors many there are. Forest is dying.
That
Not
I
enough
know.
of us. Not enough magic. Something is draining it all. Some greedy human thing with 2 legs. What do I know? I'm just a crow.
No, I think that's what I believe too. Oh, look at this. I have found
More corn?
actually some
Better than corn?
really green peas. I know they're crow's favorites.
Oh, and the crow is just nom, 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 nom. Gets it down and is and just demolishes the peas. Is very happy. They're now a little rounder. You know just where it hits the spot, Fox. I haven't had peas like that in at least a season. She brooms her feathers a little bit. All right. Ha. Crow. Crow knows. It's the one that walks in a cape.
What kind of a cape?
The one that walks in a cape. That's what Crow knows.
Crows are always so riddle-filled too.
Yeah, it's true. That's why we like to hang out together. Because pigs are very direct. And crows, they circle around a bit.
Do you know what crow means then?
Sure, yeah. The crow is just repeating back what you said, pretty much. That the person in the cape, the Magus, is the one that's causing the problems.
In a cape. That's what I said.
But you wanted to know about the explosion. Yeah. Sounds like if the Magus is going to explode, you probably don't want to be around when you give him the old pokey,
Yeah.
Assassins, stabby.
Oh. I thought you meant sex.
Well, we have.
Oh,
I
I know
of
he's in the gutter.
a lot of poisons, and I know someone who actually knows a lot of poisons too. I'm sure we could find some sort of long
In a cape.
poison that would
In a
take
cape.
a while. But, Matilda, what do you think?
I don't know. I still have my doubts. I mean, doesn't sound like you, Justice. Like plotting the murder of some person, some big important magic person. I mean, we live quiet little lives. We should stick with our own kind and just eke out a living.
In a cape and has a knife. Crow remembers. Has a knife.
I used to think of that. I used to believe that too, Matilda. But since I've had baby fox cubs of my own, I think about what their lives will be like. I've been extremely blessed to have 3 magical baby cubs, and I don't want them to grow up hiding who they are and not being able to walk among the earth as, whoever they would like to be. And so if I can help change the world for the better of all of us magical animals, then I feel like that's a worthy cause.
I think whatever you decide, the rest of us will be behind you. We have always trusted the honor of foxes.
I mean, yes.
Well, thank you, Oliver, for that nice thing to say.
Do you have more corn? More corn?
No, you've been sort of helpful, Crow, but
What? Crow told the truth. Crow told all the truth. In a cape with a knife. The end.
Well, I'll have to think harder on this. And so Justice spends the rest of the night at Matilda's farm, just kind of talking with the rest of the animals and catching up on what the goings on. And then in the middle of the night, slips away and goes back to the camp.
Awesome. Oh yeah, we gotta do the scene thing. You're the only one that kept doing it from last week.
Because it's so much fun.
Scene. All right. So as we get ready for the next scene, in case you are just joining us yet again, this is Weekly Affirmations, and we are playing Fall of Magic with the designer of Fall of Magic, Ross Cowman. We also have Pat, myself, who is Strix, and the host, and Feiya. Feiya. I'm so sorry, Feiya.
No, it's fine.
I did that. I said Feiya last time. I feel bad. Anyway, she's the cool environmental fox who's kind of a Seattle hipster. I am a creepy woman in a cape who has a soul-sucking knife. You sell crab stuff.
Yeah.
And you are a merchant.
I'm a merchant. From
Maybe more than a merchant. We don't know. Could be.
Pretty much just a merchant. Simple man.
Simple man.
But he works for the Magnus.
Yeah, I work for the Magus.
We all work for the Magus.
That's true.
So if you would like to participate today, we are paying attention to chat, I promise. You can get yourself a weekly affirmation, because we love affirming you, because this show is all about positivity. All you have to do is donate or subscribe, and I will personally give to you an affirmation from our affirmation matrix, which is really awesome. You can also tweet at us with the hashtag GameFeels with a Z at the end. At the end of the show, we'll read a couple more, and you are able to affirm anyone that you want. You can affirm yourself, you can affirm your neighbors, you can affirm Hyper RPG, any of the hosts here. This is all about positivity and awesomeness. Did I miss anything? I think that's it.
I think you got it.
All right, getting it down.
All right. Piccolo is at the Inn of the Axe and Fiddle, where the scene prompt is a song of your people. So the Inn of the Axe and Fiddle is one of the few old buildings in town that is pretty much intact. The architecture is this very expertly hewn, like stonework where everything's kind of interlocking, and it's got that kind of really, really fancy woodwork where kind of like Japanese style woodwork where there's no like nails used. Everything is just these really intricately carved, mortise and tenon structures.
Oh boy! Looks like Ifriel just subscribed, so Hyper Rapid Power, go! Oh, I'm so excited. So, Ifriel, I'm about to give you your own affirmation for this week. I suggest you write it down on a postcard, stick it in your cubicle, on your refrigerator, whatever. Okay, what do we got here today? Oh, this is gonna be good. Okay, so you are a determined, smiling pegacorn. Not a Pegasus, not a unicorn, but the most ethereal of all horse creatures, the pegacorn. That's right, a pegacorn. That is your weekly affirmation. Thank you for subscribing. All right.
Yeah, and there's actually a huge pegacorn insignia on the outside of the building just as you walk in, and the pegacorn in one hand has an axe and the other a fiddle. And it's kind of like holding up the axe as though it might be about to try and play the fiddle with the axe, which we know would be impossible.
Hardcore.
Yes, hardcorn.
Corn? Corn?
Pegacorn.
Oh, it's like so many corns going on here.
Yeah, and Piccolo and Justice are together in this scene, and I am kind of like walking up the path, and you've just kind of come back to rejoin the rest of our crew, which is all staying here at the Inn of the Axe and Fiddle. And there's a lot of kind of boisterous sounds of drinking and merrymaking, and the smells of delicious food kind of wafting out through the windows. To the left and right of the path as you are kind of trotting down, there are these large kind of brass braziers which are piled high with this scented wood that kind of lets off this thick purple smoke that is I think they're really into like incense and smelly things.
Something that just doesn't smell like barley.
Exactly,
Yes.
something to kind of cut the barley
Please, God.
smell.
No more barley.
Yeah, and I see Justice there, and I think Piccolo's feeling like maybe he and Justice got off on the wrong foot, and he wants to try and like, maybe clear things out a little bit. And he says, "Well, hello there, Justice. Good evening to you."
Piccolo.
Well, I've just finished getting the accommodations set up. Here's your room key. Where would you like me to put this?
Oh, I'll just take it in my paw here.
There you go.
Thanks. And then just like kind of, I have a little string to like open my little pack, pull the string, just kind of toss it in there.
So, if you go to the bar and ask for anything you might like, they will serve it to you. It's on the Magus' tab. They've got, the food here is pretty good, surprisingly good. Maybe the best I've had since I've been west of the mountains.
Well, that's very generous of the Magus, but I've actually already eaten.
Oh yeah, you're so self-sufficient. I really admire that about you. Me, I don't know what I'd do without, my like clothes and inns. I'm not doing very well, am I?
Are you trying to tell me something, Piccolo?
I just want to say that I want to apologize if I've offended you. I just don't. It's something I'm unaccustomed to. I feel like I'm used to. I know a lot about the world. I'm from a very worldly place, Estelle. We see people from many cultures, from all over the world, but I haven't been around magical creatures very much, and I don't know how to talk to them. So I just want you to know if I offend you, it's out of my ignorance.
Thinly veiled allegory.
I understand. I mean, as a talking fox, I have to deal with people who meet me for the first time and are befuddled and just taken aback. And sometimes, I'm tired of constantly explaining just who I am and my entire existence to everyone that I meet. It's a little bit on me too. I really snapped at you the first time, and sometimes I'm just not as patient as I need to be with people, just kind of getting used to me.
Well, will you let me buy you a drink?
Because I will last time.
How about some apple juice?
Oh, no. I've got something just for you.
Oh, really? He's like, oh, okay. But he's like, all right.
Okay, so we wander in. Are you walking upright?
Yeah, since we've been talking.
Great.
And I think everyone at the inn is
they kind of know about that.
Yeah, it's all Magnus type people.
Okay, so we walk in and the room is full of people. There's like drinking and and carrying on. And there's like a little stage, and we see there's a woman there with a little classical guitar, kind of like playing a song, and he takes you to the bar and orders this pure river water that he remembers is your preferred beverage.
That's true. That's very touching.
And the man says, "Oh, yeah, just the thing," and he reaches back and he actually has pure river water from the Mistwood. It's like bottled in the Mistwood and imported here.
I'm from the Mistwood, so this is like my jam.
Yeah, totally. And it's got a little bit of silt in it, sediment, which is how you can tell it's like actually from the Mistwood River. And the guy like kind of pours you some, and Piccolo says, "Just on the Magus." And as for me, I'll have a beer. And he gets a beer, and he's like, "Oh, cheers."
And I'm like, "Cheers." Clink. I'm like,
Aww.
and I'm like instantly transported back to my hometown. And, if foxes could cry, I would be crying. But I blink a lot and think of my little cubblings and,
Uh-oh, hyper power, go! Perfect game fields timing. What do we got here, Joe?
Let's have another hashtag Strix Facts.
Oh, okay. So I'll get you your Strix fact. Remember, that has to come from chat. So with that 30-second delay, you guys get working on that. I'm going to roll you an affirmation as well, just because I like you. Ooh, this will be a fun one. Oh. Yes, yes. Okay, are you ready for this? You are an adorable, daring Jabberwocky. That's right, a Jabberwocker, and you're adorable, and you're daring. Adorable, daring, Jabberwocky. That's your affirmation. Now let's turn to the Strix facts. Do we have any? Uh-oh, I think you guys might have to make some up on the spot.
We had some earlier.
Yeah, there was some earlier.
Well, I don't know. Pat, what's a Strix fact? Putting you on the spot.
Yeah, sorry.
It's totally not okay. Gotta have a Strix fact right now. Hyper Rabbit Power, go! Okay, while we're waiting for that Strix fact, I'm gonna
All
give you...
power to Corvids, our liberators.
That's right, Corvids for life. You know, this is actually an interesting fact. My last name means bright raven.
Oh.
It does. So really, Corvids for life.
Cool.
So I'm gonna give you an affirmation for that, because, you know, us Corvids gotta stick together. Okay, we have, yes. Ooh, yeah. Okay, I've got this one. You are an eager, bounding koala. That's right, koalas bound, and you are eager to do it. That is your affirmation for this week. Now, Strix fact.
There's a couple in chat.
Is there? Do you want to read one?
Sure. Strix jump kicked a vegan who was holding a chicken leg.
That's true. That's a Strix fact.
That's true.
I jump kicked a vegan who was holding a chicken leg. It's all true. Those are your Strix facts. All right, so
Back to the scene.
back to the scene.
Okay, cool. So we're there just enjoying our beverages, and as Piccolo is drinking, he hears the woman on the guitar start to play the Mermaid's song that she sang, that was sung the night
sad one?
before. And this is a song that Piccolo actually knows really well because it's a song that's often sung in Estalia by it's for people that long for the sea, you know, in general. It's like it says, you know, my heart is in the ocean. My heart has drowned in the, you know, drowned my heart in the ocean or something like that. So it's very like melodramatic. And she's singing the song, and there's all this, you know, noise and cacophony going on in the background, but we just kind of see the camera sort of pan across like Piccolo, like focus on Piccolo's face. At first, it's like focused on this woman playing the song and singing, you know, my heart lies in the sea, my heart lies in the sea, and then it kind of soft pans away from her onto Piccolo's face, and he, you know, like a tear kind of like starts to like well up in one eye as he starts like thinking about his home and how far away he is. See.
Oh. That's really great. Okay, before we jump to the next scene, I need to talk to you, chat, for just a second here. So I was watching as you guys were discussing the shadow bag. So you guys probably didn't know this, but I was on Honesty Hour on Wednesday night, and we talked about some Jungian depth psychology. And there's this idea of the shadow, which is the repressed parts of the self. And it's usually the bad parts, right? Because there's definitely things in society we're not allowed to do.
I caught that piece.
Yeah, but there's also other things that we might individually repress. Right? Sticking that down in there. I think the example was Zach represses happiness sometimes. I'm not saying that's true. I'm saying that's an example. But you guys, the shadow is kind of a serious thing, and it's fun to kid about. But you know, I would actually be kind of wary of getting into a shadow business unprepared. So I'm watching you, and you need to behave yourselves when it comes to the shadow, because that's serious business. Okay? Okay. Good talk.
All right, Pat's turn.
Awesome. So at this point, because we're all on the board,
Yeah.
we can do the make us moving, or
Yes, you can.
keep playing more scenes here.
Yeah, exactly. Those are your choices.
Awesome.
What you gonna do?
I don't know. I kind of want to move on from Barleytown.
Yeah, that smell getting to you.
Yeah, the smell's
Yeah, do
good
it.
to me.
Do
Okay,
it.
cool. So everyone takes back their things.
Okay, so take back our
We probably need
coins.
to move the
So you have a
scroll
choice.
too.
Do we scroll the scroll?
Yeah, scroll.
the scroll. So you have a choice. From here, you'll see
So pretty.
you could either go to, if you want to go forward, you could go to the Stormguard Mountains or to the Mistwood.
Both of those are interesting.
Oh shit, that's my place.
Yeah, and
it is.
Stormguard is not really looking hot for me. So,
I think we're going to Stormguard though.
All right.
No noise.
All right. So we'll
My poor cat, so close.
oh,
Well, it's probably good. I don't want the Magnus anywhere near my cups.
that's a good point. And we don't know about this Magnus person, really. Other than that, they might explode if we kill them.
I mean, I'm pretty wary of them to begin with. I'm like,
Okay, so now you have to describe the Stormguard Mountains and the coming storm from the perspective of the Magus.
Cool. So the Stormguard Mountains are just these really notoriously fierce, difficult to travel mountains, and they're very, jagged and icy, and just, there's almost always inclement weather. There's like a single tiny little footpath that winds through them, but people die on it all the time because it's just so dangerous.
Okay.
And it's really just not the ideal path to go. Like typically you would go through the Mistwood, but the Magus has made a point of coming this way, and has been kind of enforcing like a very quick marching pace through the mountains, to the obvious displeasure of the retinue, and like lots of people. Like there've been some people who have been injured, and one person who fell to their death already.
And isn't the retinue already kind of decimated because the
Yes,
Magus gave away a lot
There's
of
not
people?
very many people left, I think.
did
There's us.
he
Right.
really give away because he didn't get his book back because it was stolen,
True.
right?
It's true.
Didn't get the book back.
Yeah, I think.
So
he-
maybe they
Technically.
took it back.
Took everyone
Okay, cool.
back.
So everyone's
And
there.
then we're all like sad. They're all sad. They're like, no, we wanted to stay in Barleytown where there's lots of free beer.
So some bridges were burned in Barleytown. Like the Lord and Lady were not happy with that whole situation.
Totally.
But the Magus is like insisting everyone goes quickly, and it isn't really even asking, just kind of going, and people are kind of forced to follow.
March, march.
Forced march, yeah. So yeah, it's bitterly cold, and everyone's kind of like slipping and
Sounds not fun.
and shivering, and have as many furs and stuff and coats that they can handle. And the Magus is like kind of unfazed because like maybe there's some magic stuff going on, but just they're really kind of just striding ahead like in this very purposeful way, just thinking of the book and thinking of losing their composure with the Lord and Lady of Barleytown when they finally figured out that the book had been stolen, and just the stuff they said,
Maybe the Lord and Lady of Barleytown are with us.
Oh, you think so?
Oh, they're not. The Magus isn't letting
Like in chains.
them out of their sight.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh.
I don't know about that.
Okay,
I think
okay.
it was like all semblance of respect for those ancient oaths and stuff just out the window,
Okay.
and just like a curse upon Barleytown kind of stuff. Which like maybe that was a turn of phrase, but maybe it's like the Magus said there's a curse on this town.
Yeah.
That we could all just be cursed. That's horrible.
Yeah.
So the Magus is furious and just like plowing ahead, and the coming storm is like the Magus's wrath, at their book being stolen.
That's really terrifying.
Wow.
Okay.
Nice.
Scene.
All right.
Your turn.
It's my turn. So it's going to be the most interesting place to go here. So Ross, where in the map is now open to us?
So, you can see we're at Stormguard Mountain. So now our options are Storm Queen Pass, taking shelter, or scouting ahead.
Oh, there's only 3 locations.
Yeah. What do I want to do? I want to take shelter. So,
What is the game prompt there?
the game prompt is
Sorry, prompt.
Oh, right.
a tale from your
Homeland.
homeland.
Well, the other one has the dice thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's a peril. We'll talk about that when we get
Soon.
there.
Soon.
Apparel.
Okay, so A Tale from My Homeland is the prompt for this scene. So, what has happened is that there is a whiteout. And that's serious business.
Yeah.
Because a whiteout can kill you. And so everyone in the retinue has hunkered down, kind of wherever it landed on them, that's where they are. So, Fawn has been randomly stuck with the merchant, who is Piccolo, and then two of the Magus's acolytes, real acolytes, and Fawn. So we're all together, sort of huddled together in sort of this...
Maybe we're underneath underneath one of the wagons, and there's kind of like the canvas has been kind of pulled down, and we're just, there's like a little, we've kind of dug out some snow, so there's like, a spot for us.
Right. So I would love for you two to play the acolytes.
Sure.
And what's going to be happening is we are just waiting for this to end, and it's already been hours, and we're freezing, so we're trying to keep ourselves occupied. And we are telling tall tales. So we're actually going to start with one of the acolytes telling a tale about their first year of tutelage under the Magus and how hard it was.
Well, I have been an acolyte for nigh on 2 decades now.
2 decades?
I'm not that good at it. I'm a poor acolyte. Have been held back many, many years.
I'm sure you've had some achievements, to be honest.
What is training like?
Well, the first year I was ever an acolyte, which I became an acolyte because my parents gave me up as their firstborn to the Magus for helping them with their crops, and so I really didn't even want to be here, but I'm used to it now, obviously. We were forced to climb Mount Black and pick a flower from the top of it and bring it back.
It sounds very dangerous.
Yeah, I mean, I was the only one that survived, honestly, from my troop.
How many?
How many went up?
Like 10.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so...
How did you survive?
Well,
The others perished.
I was the only one that was from, like, a farm. So I'm really good at making fires and making shelter. I mean, I was the one who came up with this idea.
It was a good idea.
It was a good idea.
Yeah, we're pretty warm now, right? And so I'm really good at surviving. And truth be told, maybe some of them tripped.
Wait.
Is
Did you
this-
kill some of those acolytes?
Are we like confessing?
Do you have a
things before
stack
we all
rank
die?
structure with the Magus?
I mean, the Magnus, the lesson that week was take what you want and come what may.
The lesson from the Magus.
That week. And they also told us that one of the ways to bolster your power is to take from living things, and they wanted us to start practicing that. He really expected only like a handful of us to come back.
It's a nice story.
Yeah.
Kind of like cod fishing over here, like...
So you guys are lucky that you didn't have to go through that. Though of course this one
Did you have the same
they
kind of
came
training?
much later, so Magnus by that time is all soft.
Yeah.
What was your training like?
My training, I've only been in the Bennett Acolyte for about 7 years, and my training has felt different. Like there's a lot of just kind of like clerical work, and like I feel like I haven't really been learning a lot from the Magus so much as just serving their needs and doing things for them. So we've been taught some basic magics and things like that, but for the most part, they're very harsh and very demanding. I mean, I think our situation right now can be a testament to that. But Yeah, I feel like there was a point where the Magus sort of changed what they were looking for, less about like teaching pupils and more like driving towards some other goal.
So your training sounds like it was a little less dire.
Yeah.
So how do you keep the older acolytes from, eating you?
I never heard that story before, so it hadn't even occurred to me to worry about that. But now I kind of wish I was under a different wagon.
Well, I don't think about that story that often, but we're on a mountain in survival, like in a survival kind of
Yeah, but it was like the first story
situation.
that came to mind with a bunch of strangers. So that's kind of
Speaking of which, it's like really cold.
that's super cool.
How about you, Fawn? You haven't. What's your life like?
Well, I'm from Estalia, and we have a rich tradition of folklore. Would you like to hear a story that's very Estalian in nature?
I love stories from Estalia. I'll be surprised if I haven't heard it before, but
Well, I might try you out with this one. So, this story is called The Fisherman's Wife. Have you heard of it?
which version?
The sad one.
Oh, yes, I've heard the sad one.
Have you heard the version that is sad of The Fisherman's Wife from Estalia?
I haven't actually heard that many stories from
You should
Estalia.
tell it. You should tell it.
Okay,
please,
I'll tell the story. So this is my favorite story from Estalia. And it goes, once upon a time, there was a poor fisherman who lived in a shack on the edge of the sea. And one day, he saw a beautiful woman bathing in the shallows
I thought
of
it was
the
a
tide
giant
pools.
crab.
Am I telling the story or are
No,
you
this
telling the
this
story?
is a new version I haven't heard before.
Okay.
Continue, please.
So the fisherman sees this beautiful woman bathing in the tide pools by the sea. And she has laid aside her garments on the side of the tide pool. And they catch his eye because they're made out of this magnificent diaphanous fabric that he's really never seen before. He's just entranced. It's as beautiful as she is. And he creeps over to where she is at the tide pool because he doesn't want to startle her. She looks like almost she could be a bird in flight. She could take off at any moment. And he reaches down and he takes up her garments. And they're smooth and they're soft and they're amazing. And he immediately covets them.
Oh, that he eats them.
No, he doesn't eat them.
Okay, sorry.
Am I telling the story?
No, you're telling the story, Fawn. I'm just.
I want to hear your version next.
Probably involves crabs. Anyway, the fisherman takes her robes. And because he takes her robes, she has to marry him. That's just how it works.
That's
Because
how
it's
it
a
works.
fairy tale.
Yeah.
And she goes to his home and she becomes his wife. And she resents him at first, but then something strange happens. Over time, they have children, and she begins to love the fisherman very deeply. And on occasion, however, she'll still look out at the ocean and she'll long to be free. And the fisherman will watch this and he feels sad, but he can't quite let her go. So one day, one of her children is playing with some blocks on the floor of the shack, and the child starts singing a song. And the song, I'm not going to sing it for you because I'm not that talented, but it's a riddle, and it tells her where her robes are. And they're hidden under the floorboards of the house. And at first she's just so shocked that she doesn't believe it. But she has a tiny flicker of hope. And she's confused by this hope because she loves her children, she loves her husband, but she can feel now the robes calling to her. So she takes them, and one morning, the fisherman and the children wake up, and she's gone. She's gone back to the edge of the ocean.
It's very similar to the version that I've heard, but the
Except for with crabs, right?
yeah, it was a large crab instead of a woman, and the the crab transformed into a woman, and then she turned back again to a crab at the end.
I like my story better. It's more tragic. Really, it's a metaphor, for relationships and being stuck in positions that you don't want to be in with people that you should hate, but you don't really hate, but you need to kill anyway. I mean, leave anyway. So it's just, it's complicated. It's complicated.
Tell me about it.
You don't like this shack that I've built?
No, not that kind of metaphor. Not that immediate. Acolyte. This is wonderful and
My
we're not
hands
dying.
are bleeding
Yes, no,
from
wait.
digging this
All
hole.
of our hands are bleeding. Okay.
It's real cold. We need some lotion to like.
Well, we could build a fire except for we're under the wagon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
advise against.
Do you have a story?
Oh wait, don't we have some like fiery?
Well, I never told you how I became a
Magic?
merchant.
Yeah, go ahead. I'll work on this
You know
fire
how they
magic.
train merchants in Astalia. They
I do know how they train merchants in Astalia.
they take you when you're a child and they put you in a room with 10 other children. And they throw a knife in there and they say, okay, whichever one makes it out alive will become a merchant.
That's so not true.
Don't
That's a
believe
lie.
you.
Oh yeah, how'd you go in there for a minute?
Oh gosh.
That's a lot of math,
You didn't
a lot
have
of
to do
arithmetic.
No. You
We're like,
didn't really
who
have
can
us
sell
go.
that knife for the highest amount?
That'd be
It's,
good.
my life is not as interesting as your lives. I'm not an acolyte. I'm not someone that work. I'm just a merchant.
You think this life is interesting? 20 years of this.
What is the point, by the way?
Well, we're supposed to he's eventually going to pick one of us to become the Magus.
Oh, really?
He's been training like all of us because,
Are there any top candidates right now?
I mean, not me, obviously.
This is like a reality TV show now.
Not me.
Special
I'm
challenges. Like
kind of middling, I've been here
Tyra Mail.
one of the longest, so I know a lot of stuff, but I'm just real shitty at all of it.
So
It's kinda
you're not in any danger of becoming the Magus, essentially.
Not unless like the top 10 get killed off.
Huh.
So, pretty low down on the totem pole.
Interesting.
I detect a
to know.
subplot. Should we wrap?
So we're gonna wrap up that scene now because that was fun. We got a little exposition on
That was
people.
really
So
Scene.
scene. And we're running down on time. We have about 40 minutes left, just
So
to let everyone
maybe
know.
enough time for one more go around.
So yeah,
and
maybe
we'll wrap
enough
it up.
time for one more go around. So just to catch up, anyone who is coming in super late, this is Weekly Affirmations. This is a show about indie and freeform RPGs. Today we are playing Fall of Magic with the designer of Fall of Magic, which is really cool. His name's Ross Cowman. We also have Pat
Hi.
and Feiya.
Hi.
And I'm Strix, the host. And you can participate today by doing a few things, actually. So we're all about positivity and affirmation because gaming and feels are fun. You can either subscribe or donate to get your own weekly affirmation directly from me to you with love, crafted from our affirmation matrix, which is amazing. You can also tweet at us with the hashtag GameFeels. That's with a Z at the end. And at the end of the show, we'll read out a few more. When you tweet us at this hashtag, we want you to affirm also. So get in on this affirmation, maybe affirm yourself, maybe affirm some of your friends, give a shout out, maybe affirm Hyper RPG, because this is a really awesome channel. So keep those rolling. We're gonna read a few more at the end of the show.
Sounds good.
Okay, so that was the end of my scene. I think it's your turn.
All right. So I'm going to try out this scouting ahead thing, the danger you fear.
Okay, so the way this works is this is a peril. So the first part of it is just like a normal scene. So you're going to describe scouting ahead from the perspective of your character. At some point before the end of your turn, you've got to talk about the danger you fear. And then instead of ending your turn, you're going to roll a die and then describe the result.
What is that last one?
Sunbreak.
Okay. It's hard reading upside down.
We're getting better at it.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, so Justice feels like it's best for her to do some scouting ahead because, the whiteout happened and now everything is covered in snow and it's still really, really cold and we've kind of like lost our way a little bit. But because I'm a fox, I have really good scent and know nature really well. And this area is somewhat familiar to me because it's like right next to Mistwood, where I'm from. So I decide to take out on my own with my bag and tell everyone, I'll be back in a few hours. Just sit tight, make sure there's some like hot porridge for me that's not poisoned when I get back.
I don't know what you're talking about, but I will have porridge for you.
Yeah, what
This is weird, right? This is weird. It's oddly specific.
So I decide to go on all fours because it's safer. That way I have like a slightly better balance. I can use my tail to kind of whip around and bound off into the snow. And as soon as I get out of the sight of everyone else in the camp, I, shake off my fur a little and then take out a red bandana and like tie it around my head.
It's business time,
Yeah.
everybody.
This is like, what?
Justice has got the bandana on, just so you know.
Well, it's mostly because I'm afraid of my ears getting snow in them. I really hate that. And I also want it to be like a bright piece of cloth because I'm really afraid of like the giant eagles that are flying around. And, if they see, they don't see red very well. So I decide to like kind of cover, and I already have like, a little bit of red on me, and because of my fur is gray, I usually blend in pretty well. So I'm just like,
A little extra safety.
yeah, and also my ears sometimes get cold and it's terrible. So I'm kind of looking around, looking up into the trees to see if I can spot any of their nests and things like that. And also just trying to make sure that we're going in the right direction because we got kind of turned around.
Okay, well done.
It is a 4. News from the east.
Uh-oh.
Great.
I don't like the east very much.
Which way is the east for us? That way?
This way.
Maybe that way.
Oh, this way? Okay, from ahead.
Yeah.
Great. So, while I'm out exploring, I hear like a rustle in the bushes, and I'm like sniffing around. I'm like, that doesn't smell like any eagles or anything like dangerous. And then out pops a porcupine.
Oh.
That is a talking porcupine.
Oh.
And they're like, oh, Justice, I found you. Thank gods. I've been looking for you. We heard from the Underground Animal Railroad that you are on your way with the Magus to Castle Stormguard. And we want you to know that we have a whole contingent of us there in arms, ready for your takeover.
Wow.
And I'm like, what?
You weren't expecting this.
No. I was like, how am I suddenly leading a revolution? I was just having a nice little chat with some people in,
But that's not what you said to
the
the crowd.
farm. Oh yeah, crows.
Yeah.
They fly around and tell everyone, and must have been the crows doing. And I'm like,
Probably wasn't Oliver's
It
doing.
definitely wasn't that big.
good to
You
know.
forgot about that right after you left.
Good to know. And I'm like, wow, okay, thanks for that information. You look really cold though. Do you maybe I could give you some herbs to like strengthen you as you go on your way, because you don't want to come back the way we are. The whole group is over there, and it's best if you just go back to Stormguard Castle. But thank you very much for letting me know.
Well,
See?
seen that. So that thickens the plot quite a lot. Now there's an animal uprising waiting for
The
us.
plot thickens.
Sweet.
Okay, great.
So it's Ross's turn.
It's my turn.
What's Ross gonna do?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and do Storm Queen Pass. Worsening weather.
Okay.
So we've ascended higher up into the mountains to the portion which is called Storm Queen Pass. And maybe I think just the road we're on in general is called Storm Queen Pass.
Okay.
This is the way to get from one side of the mountains to the other. And as we travel, are you looking to? Yeah. Okay. And as we travel we find that there are these. We find these like frozen bodies that are like to either side, like people that maybe got caught out in the weather, or and like some of these people have been dead for like a very long time, and for and as is tradition of the people of Stormguard to not remove bodies from the past.
Why is that?
Because they serve, so that they serve as a warning to people that travel of the dangers, so that they don't forget, that even if the weather here changes very quickly, and even though like as is like right now, it's it's like right now it's actually like pretty sunny, but it can turn like at any given moment. And Piccolo doesn't know this though, as he's kind of like driving along and like noticing these bodies as he's kind of leading the carts and a little confused. And Harp is riding next to me, and I say, Harp, I heard the weather of these mountains was a lot worse than it actually is. This really isn't too bad. I mean, we had that one storm, but it's been pretty smooth sailing since then. I imagine we'll make it to Castle Stormguard any day now.
I wish I shared your optimism, but I mean, this is still very obviously a very dangerous route.
You could share my optimism if you wanted to, and he pulls out his wineskin. Here you go. Have a little liquid optimism.
Is that 5 minutes?
Less than 5.
Okay, less than 5. All right.
All right, cool. So he says that, and there's some drinking, and then he looks out, and within as he takes the wineskin back, and like he's like taking a swig, like the clouds like just roll in, and the sun darkens, and it starts hailing, and he's just like, God. See.
Awesome. All right, it's up to you. You have to give us a 30-second cliffhanger.
Oh, really?
Yes, you do.
Okay.
Can you do it?
Sure.
I believe in you, Pat.
Scouting ahead. I ride ahead because the weather just got worse, and
we need to find another way
no
to
one
go.
has seen Justice for a while.
Okay.
And
Roll 6.
and Sunbreak. The clouds part, and light shines down. I'm like, oh, good. And I'm riding towards what looks like a little slumped figure, a furry figure in the snow, like half buried in snow. And I'm like, and start writing scene.
And that scene! Oh my gosh. Okay, guys.
I'm probably just resting.
That is a cliffhanger if I've ever seen one. So here's what's happening now. That is the end of our Fall of Magic campaign. We hope that you enjoyed it. Next week for Weekly Affirmations, I won't be here. I'm going to be at GDC. So we're going to have another host sub in. They're going to be playing Dread. But after that, when I come back, we're going to be starting with The Warren, which is a game about bunnies, and it's really messed up. I really love The Warren. It's a great game. So let me, as we close down for the credits here, read out a couple more tweets. Yay, Hyper Rapid Power, go! What are we cheering? Wait, there's so many things going on. I gotta roll.
Thanks for a relaxing and only slightly cannibalistic show.
Only slightly cannibalistic. And for that, you are also going to get an affirmation from me. See how we affirm each other? That's really cool. So you are a confident, glittering, ooh, what's the last one here? Sprite. Oh, that actually makes sense. A confident, glittering sprite, which is a type of fairy. So that is your affirmation for the week. Carry it with you on a positive note. And as we shut down here, oh, where'd they go? I'm going to look for the Game Feels tags until Zach shuts me down. There they are. Oh, I should do all tweets, not top tweets. That's why.
Oh, it's our theme song.
The Strix travels to the roots of culture and wisdom like an enlightened, graceful Ratatosk. Oh, I know who Ratatosk is. Game Feels! Grab your destiny by the cojones like a vengeful, impassioned griffin. Game Feels! I'm grateful for the attitude and honesty you all bring to your interactions with us viewers. Oh, hearts. Game Feels! And then I think I can go one more in. Seriously, you all been an inspiration and a positive influence on my mood since this channel started. Game Feels! Thank you all so much. I will see you the week after next, but please tune in next Friday at 3 p.m. Weekly Affirmations will still be here to affirm you and get your weekend started out right. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for playing.
Yeah, I hope you guys
Excellent.
enjoyed it.
Have a good weekend, guys.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.